Yeah, yeah, and I right. Everything I wanted, everything I wanted, everything I wanted. Yeah, yeah, I got everything I wanted, everything I wanted. Everything I ever wanted, I got everything I wanted. And I'ma leave this earth okay, I don't care what they all say. Everything I ever wanted, everything I wanted. I got everything I wanted, I got everything I wanted. I'ma leave this earth okay, and I don't care what they all say. Everything I ever wanted. Take a look at my wrist, do you see it shining? No, cause I ain't really need it. I ain't really need to know the Lord is on time. I ain't gotta whine, upgrade to another level. I stay clear from the devil, cause it comes in the form of my innermost desires. I pray the Lord take me higher to the moon, I'm a glider. I'm surfing over everything I don't need. Wanna get there high speed, so I stay humble, still up while I'm way down. It's a new day, so I clap now. And I ain't got time to be a scout. As I wake up, I'ma feel the power. In the name, in the name, in the name. Tryna let them know it ain't a game. I got everything I wanted, everything I wanted, everything I ever wanted. I got everything I wanted, and I'ma leave this earth okay. I don't care what they all say. Everything I ever wanted, everything I wanted. I got everything I wanted, I got everything I wanted. I'ma leave this earth okay, and I don't care what they all say. Everything I ever wanted. I don't really ask for much, cause I know I'm blessed from the Lord's touch. Walk off shot for the score. I'm young fly, say it like I'm Willie Moore. On top, still grounded at the bottom. New season finna hit, so I'm ready for the autumn. Out the ballpark, Hall of Fame. Ask me how I feel, I'm still the same. I made it, I'm living. Everything I wanted on to a new living. It ain't about me, it's all about the king. And you ain't been through it if it don't really sting. That's the real progress, ain't nothing fake about it, cause the Lord sure bless. Graduated on to new beginnings. To my team, if you with me, make some noise, cause I'm everything I wanted, everything I wanted, everything I ever wanted. I got everything I wanted, and I'ma leave this earth okay. I don't care what they all say. Everything I ever wanted, everything I wanted. I got everything I wanted, I got everything I wanted. I'ma leave this earth okay, and I don't care what they all say. Everything I ever wanted.
What's happening, y'all? What's good, homie? Hey, listen, this is non for real. But everything we do is, hey, look, we supposed to have a guest here, man. We're supposed to, y'all seen who it was, man. Highlight Real, man. We supposed to have a guest. I don't know what's going on here. Hopefully he okay. We're gonna go ahead and we're just gonna talk about the topics that we had.
Yeah.
And if he make it here, then we'll continue with that. But other than that, you say you had some topics, right?
Yeah.
I got like two, but go ahead though.
All right, first thing, you know Polo G?
Yep.
You heard about what happened with him?
No.
So he had his album release party, and oh shoot, okay.
Go ahead. I was just testing the mic.
Okay. But no, so he had his album release party. Then after the album release party, him and his mom and his crew was going to like an after party or something like that. And he was in a vehicle. It was all like a licensed vehicle. That's what they call it, a licensed vehicle. He had drivers. He wasn't driving. He had a security team in there with him, and apparently like his brother or something.
Mm-hmm.
So they get pulled over. They're like 20, 40 cops deep, just pulling them only that van over. His mom's out there. She's like, "What's going on with my son? What's going on with my da-da-da?" But she was trying to figure out what's going on because she got her oldest son, I think he's like 20, 21, 22, somewhere like that.
I tell you what, he at the door. If you can grab it, looking at him now, he just pulled up at the door.
Oh, okay.
And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna play the video one more time. We'll play the video one more time, and then hopefully he'll be in his seat. So we're gonna go from there, y'all. We sorry about that, but we had to start when time start. That's how we do.
Yeah, and I right. Everything I wanted, everything I wanted, everything I ever wanted. Yeah, I got everything I wanted, everything I wanted, everything I ever wanted. I got everything I wanted, and I'ma leave this earth okay. I don't care what they all say. Everything I ever wanted, everything I wanted. I got everything I wanted, I got everything I wanted. I'ma leave this earth okay, and I don't care what they all say. Everything I ever wanted. Take a look at my wrist. Do you see it shining? No, cause I ain't really need it. I ain't really need it. To know the Lord is on time. I ain't gotta whine. Upgrade to another level. I stay clear from the devil. Cause it comes in the form of my innermost desires. I pray the Lord take me higher to the moon. I'm a glider. I'm surfing over everything I don't need. Wanna get there high speed, so I stay humble, still up while I'm way down. It's a new day, so I clap now. And I ain't got time to be a sour. As I wake up, I'ma feel the power. In the name, in the name, in the name. Tryna let them know it ain't a game. I got everything I wanted, everything I wanted, everything I ever wanted. I got everything I wanted, and I'ma leave this earth okay. I don't care what they all say. Everything I ever wanted, everything I wanted. I got everything I wanted, I got everything I wanted. I'ma leave this earth okay, and I don't care what they all say. Everything I ever wanted. I don't really ask for much, cause I know I'm blessed from the Lord's touch. Walk off shot for the score. Young fly say it like I'm Willie Moore. On top, still grounded at the bottom. New season finna hit, so I'm ready for the autumn. Out the ballpark, Hall of Fame. Ask me how I feel, I'm still the same. I made it, I'm living. Everything I wanted on to a new living. It ain't about me, it's all about the king. And you ain't been through it if it don't really sting. That's the real progress. Ain't nothing fake about it, cause the Lord sure bless. Graduated on to new beginnings. To my team, if you with me, make some noise, cause I'm with it. Everything I wanted, everything I wanted, everything I ever wanted. I got everything I wanted, and I'ma leave this earth okay. I don't care what they all say. Everything I ever wanted, everything I wanted. I got everything I wanted, I got everything I wanted. I'ma leave this earth okay, and I don't care what they all say. Everything I ever wanted.
It play it usually.
Yeah, but I don't know.
It'll play.
I think, but it's not doing it right now. It says stream suspended due to violations. So, yeah, I'm on it right now. That's what I'm looking at. What's up, y'all, man? We back. Just had to let them know, yeah.
What's happening, y'all? What's happening? We are back, and we got HILITE in the building. We got some technical difficulties, and they told us we suspended on YouTube because of HILITE.
We got the artist here, bro. He's
video.
Really good. He's really good.
Yeah, they good.
Yeah, but we're gonna hit him back, and we're gonna talk to him, and we're gonna take care of that. So if you're trying to see us on YouTube, it might be suspended right now. But listen, right now we are here, and we finally got him in the building, man. My partner, my ace, HILITE Real.
What's up?
HILITE Live.
What's going on, family? How y'all doing?
Good.
So look, we're gonna go right into it, man. Let me mute this one.
Hey, you know what we haven't did in a minute?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, there we go. Yeah. Sound good.
What you say now? What?
You know what we haven't did in a minute. Every time we gotta do.
What's that?
Pray ourselves in.
Yeah, man.
I just thought about it.
Yeah, we've been tripping for real.
Yeah.
All right. HILITE, you want to pray us in?
Man, say less, fam. Let's get it. Heavenly Father, in the name of Jesus, man, we come forth before you, thanking you this evening, God, just first and foremost for this time of fellowship. Lord, we thank you for being able to just come in the midst and just chop it up amongst us brethren, as sisterin, people who are tuned in, people who are in person. And we just thank you right now for just being able to come into this place and allow us to have real conversations with real people. We ask right now that you just heal those right now that need healing, and may anybody that's listening that needs a word, encouraging word, God, that as this conversation goes about, God, we just thank you right now for blessing those people who may need that encouragement. We thank you right now in the midst of this place, God, for just setting the tone in the atmosphere, God. And we just thank you for just always keeping you first and just doing things according to your will and your way right now. So as we come together and we thank you right now, we give you all the glory, the honor, and the praise in Jesus' name. Thank you, Lord.
Yeah. All right, man. We're going to get right into it. Where you get the name from? As a matter of fact, is it HILITE or HILITE Real?
Man, I'm so glad you asked, man. So I always tell people that it's HILITE Real for sure. A lot of times,
Pull the mic up.
Pull the mic up a little bit.
Yeah,
there we go. A lot of times, man,
that's why. So this mic is from the side. It's not straight up. Yeah,
I was sitting there, I'm like,
yeah.
I tried to turn around. I'm like, oh, let me do it. Okay. Yeah. There we go. So, yeah, man, the name's HILITE Real for sure. And a lot of times I know, friends like you guys, man, my family, they call me HILITE for short because, we short names all the time. So, but I kind of had to make that like a new ad lib, like, don't forget the real, because, this is the Non For Real podcast, right? So I always let people know that the real is in the name for a reason. And to answer your question, Chosen, the name actually it's crazy, man. I was, being a sports fan, man. I just remember just sitting there watching SportsCenter one day. I had a basic name, and it was D-Will at one point. It was so basic and generic, right?
He said a basic name.
It really was, though, like, because, I was just starting out, man. Technically at the time I was doing secular rap, but, like, it was, even then, it was like, it was so basic, it just, everybody had that name, and it was like, this is a little too simple, right? I need something unique because I know a lot of artists just have unique names. So,
yeah,
I was pondering on it, man, and I just sat there one day watching SportsCenter, and it finally came to me one day, and I was just like, hey, you know what? HILITE Real would be a dope name, man. Like, kind of, and I just put like a unique spelling to it just to kind of make it stand out that much more because we artists, we do that. We always put in a little, unique spell to it. But yeah, man, and yeah, man, like who would have thought? Like, it's crazy because with the name, man, God gave it to me some more to really like ponder on like a meaning behind the name, man. Because initially, where it came from when I was, like I said, watching SportsCenter, I was sitting there and I was just like, that's cool because a lot of times with games, man, when you watch a game, first thing you do if you miss the game live, you're gonna go to SportsCenter and you're gonna try to watch it, right?
Yeah.
And all you're gonna really see are the highlights of the game. You're gonna see the best moments, the best threes or the best touchdowns or interceptions, whatever the case may be, whatever the sport is, you're just gonna see the best parts of that game.
Yeah.
But you're not gonna see the mistakes, you're not gonna see the struggles, you're not gonna see a situation. Every now and then they may highlight it. Like if it's like one of those key mistakes that like cost you the game, they may highlight that part.
Yeah.
But for the most part, you won't really see the missed shots, the struggles, or the turnover on downs. So basically, it applied to life and everyday life and how we are as Christians. You know what I mean? Like when you think about financial situations, people when they see you as a newborn Christian, they're gonna see the new version of you, but they may not know about what you used to be. You know what I'm saying? So and part of that is what you have to highlight to individuals out there to let them know, what you about, and what God, how far God brought you and why you're there. You know what I'm saying?
Well, look, question.
Yes,
how did God call you to be a Christian? Like how did that happen?
You mean
matter of fact, first
rapper or like Christian?
Christian, yeah, Christian.
Okay. So for me, honestly, man, I was honestly raised in church. So like for me, honestly, I've really been a Christian, honestly, since I was about, I want to say, because I moved to Memphis when I was like 7.
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't until I moved to Memphis, Tennessee, where I found out I was from, because I thought I was from Atlanta. But when I found out as a kid that this is where I was really born and this is where my family was, I started basically, my mom at the time was a backslider. So like she got back in church right when we moved to Memphis.
Okay.
So at that time, it was right around that time when I started becoming Christian, because I didn't really know anything about church to my knowledge, at least not to my knowledge. Like
Okay.
Being in Atlanta and living in Virginia, I didn't know anything about church until I got to Memphis. And then at that point, it was my grandma, it was my aunties and uncles, and literally just growing up in Church of God in Christ at that time. And, you know, it just was one of those things, man. Like I was praying with my grandma, didn't even really know what prayer was at the time. You know, she was just a very praying woman. So a lot of times I found myself, my mom told me all the time, you know, there was times where I was just a little kid, again, not knowing what church was just yet, until my mom rededicated herself. And, you know, for me, that just, again, became such a natural norm for me, you know, because growing up in church like that, it just became such a, you want to say routine, but like I said, you grow into it as well. So like, yeah, it was a routine, but it was one of those things where even I was taking it serious because of the influence around me. You know what I mean? Like so many saints, so many, you know, my grandmother and just like ministers and pastors and just so many different people who were around me. It started growing on me more and more in my childhood years, where I was really doing things Christian-like, you know, from being a prayer warrior when I was just praying, you know, just because I was watching and hearing some of the ministers pray.
Okay.
My mom,
so you were never a street dude?
No, never.
Okay.
And I would never, honestly, I would never, and that's, again, going back to the real part of my name, I would never pretend to be something that I'm not.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to lie to y'all, man, I never, not once tried to get into that life either.
Yeah.
I had a pretty, I could say I'm a blessed child because of the fact that being around my mom and my grandma and just all of those people who were in the church like that, the church to me was kind of like my version of the streets, because like it's all I really knew, especially coming out of Memphis, which was crazy because a lot of people say like, you know, Memphis is a hood area, and growing up there at that time, I didn't even really know that because I was such a kid that I was in church and I was at home.
Yeah.
You know, and by the time I hit like teenage status, we were back here in Atlanta, you know, so even then I was just always kind of sheltered, kind of to myself. Like I knew people, but I never really just had anybody approach me about like street life or anything like that. You know, I just kind of just lived my life, and I really stayed secluded in a way, if it makes sense.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, the only reason I ask that is because like it's a good thing, and that's either, and when I say that, meaning like for the ones that was street, they look at people like me or Elder Jones or certain other people. Well, Elder Jones, yeah, and see other people, and then go, dang, I could change. And then for the ones who want to say, well,
straight.
Yeah, or the ones who grew up in church, like just grew up. I'm not gonna lie, like I grew up. I grew up in church. I grew up in church. I just went the wrong way. My mom was not at home.
Yeah.
She had to work all the time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so I ended up going that way and end up getting with the wrong crowd. So that's how I got it. It ain't like my mom or somebody was born in it and then they put me in. Nah.
Yeah.
But the reason why I asked that is because not to try and put on front, but just to let people know that you still can be like you don't have to be street and then turn your life around or something like that. Like you could be in the church and still fight, but you still have demons that you have to fight with.
Man, you know what? I'm so glad you said it that way, because I'm gonna be honest with you. Again, keeping it real on out for real like that. Like me myself, I always used to shy away from the whole testimony for me.
Yeah.
Right? Because like I was like, shoot, man, I mean, I wasn't in no gangs. I don't do drugs. I never got locked up.
Yeah.
You know, I don't smoke and stuff like that. So I was just like, what is my test? Like, what could my testimony be? And I remember one time I was telling people, right? Like, I remember I did a show one time.
No, I'm saying that because I'm the same way though. Like they be trying to get me to go up. Like we be having like the shows and stuff. Like one time we went to detention center, like a little jail thing. Right. We was like, look, they're talking. I'm like, man, I ain't got nothing to talk about. Shoot, these folks can't relate to me. I don't smoke, I don't drink, I don't do nothing. I stay at home, I make beats, I play the game, I go to school, come back home. That's it. And now I go to work. But
yeah, that's why he laughing, because he said the same thing.
Same thing. Like it was me, dog. But see, Chosen, I will say now, one thing about my mom, just like you, my mom was working like crazy back then. You know, she was working nights at FedEx. She was a truck driver for FedEx. So she was always, you know, just putting in that work. But I guess when we were living here in Atlanta, it was my cousin who passed away from cancer in 2002. She used to kind of just watch me. She was kind of like a big sister to me in a way, right? So she would watch me, or my aunt and her would watch me back then. And when I came to Memphis, a lot of times it was my grandma. I was just literally up under her all the time. And she was literally a devout woman of God, like to the fullest. So you already knew it wasn't going to be none of that around living in grandma's house.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But see, my thing is, like, I tip my hat to y'all, like my son and you and anyone else from Stony and other cats that I know. I tip my hat to, because here's the thing, you all could have went that way.
Oh yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Like, you could have went that way easily. Like, okay, put it this way. Everybody who get in the streets, right, you ain't just automatically hard.
Oh, fact.
You get what I'm saying? You ain't just hard, or some of us don't even know we can fight till later on, or don't know we'll do something until we pulled into that predicament. But we ain't just you ain't just growed up hard. You know what I'm saying? Things make you hard, and things make you heartless, or things like that. So the thing is what I'm saying is, you all could have went that way. Yeah. But to me, your fight is worse than I did a song called "It's Easy to Be Bad, Hard to Be Good." It's a long time ago. Well, I didn't do it. Somebody I know did it. They was a part of Made for Christ. But my thing is, it's super easy to go out and just do the opposite, and it's hard to try and be what God has called you to be. And so I tip my hat, because people look at that and go, "Oh, you was a church boy. You ain't know." But it's easy to go out there and go do wrong. You know what I'm saying? Like, but you all are still have to deal with demons, and for you to say, "Nah, that ain't the life I want," or "That ain't the life for me," or "I'm not going to be pulled into that peer pressure." Really, the cats that ran the street, most of us, we was weak-minded because we let the streets pull us in it. You get what I'm saying? Like, we more, and I just did a song called "Are You Scared of Being You?" You know what I'm saying? And it's we try to be something that, I ain't gonna say we try to be something. Yeah, we try to be something that we're not, or we get dragged into being something that we don't want to be. You get what I'm saying? And for somebody like y'all to stand and go, "But I'm just not gonna do it." You know what I'm saying? That's that's real. So, I tip my hat to y'all when it definitely comes to that. I don't see no shame, period, when somebody tell me, "Hey, they was a church." I see him, I'm like, "Dang, how you do that?" You know what I'm saying? Because that was me. I'm finna run out here and, do this and try this way or that way, but stay on point, because it's hard right now for me. So I know for when it comes to you all growing up and being young, how hard it is, especially now. Man. When it's one man to every 10 women. You get what I'm saying? And it's so many women that, I'm just saying, like, so many things y'all could be doing. And you're like, "Nah, man, I'm chilling." You know what I'm saying? So, man, I tip my hat to that. I don't want to keep going on about it, but I definitely salute y'all, and I tip my hat to that, man, for real. Where are you? Okay, so you say you from Memphis.
Yeah, so my origin of birth, man, real talk, it is so all over the place that it is not even funny. But like,
so what do you claim?
Memphis, honestly, Memphis is the city that I claim, but here's the thing. Here's the thing. See, now it's funny. It's funny. It's real talk.
It don't matter where you was born.
No, but see, that's the thing, though.
Okay. Give us the rundown.
That's the real. So here's the real. Straight up. All right. So let's take it to the, literally being born, right? So straight out of a Memphis hospital, right? I was born. All right. So my dad at the time, him and my mom were still married at that time. So back then he was in the Navy. So literally he was on call, and I believe it was hard for him to even try to get to the delivery room just to see me born, right? Because it was my aunt that was really with my mom most of the time until he finally got there. But right when I was born, we had to relocate out to Virginia Beach. On the naval base where he was at. Right? So literally fresh out the room, man, they wrapped me up. We on the road heading to Virginia, and I was out there probably until I was like 4 years old. Still too young to really know about Virginia, but I can remember it just from like flashes, right? So then once my mom and my pop separated.
What up, Jeff, man? I just want to give a shout out to Jeff.
What's up?
Jeff said my partner HILITE, man. So I just want to shoot that out. That's Jeffrey, man.
Jeff, what up, brother?
Hey, listen, man. Said Memphis is dope, but ain't no A.
That's right.
But you know what I'm saying? So hey, look, man, I love both cities. Now I ain't even going. I'm not one of those like how like you got out of towners.
Yeah.
They'll be trying to trash like, oh man, Atlanta. Like, nah, man. I claim Atlanta just as much as Memphis because of the fact that I spent a lot of time in both cities. You know what I mean? Like, because literally when we relocated from there, we ended up going from Virginia to Atlanta because my aunt lived out here. And she was telling my mom, hey, come move out here. So they came out here. Mom straight out of, being a single mom, not knowing nobody but my aunt, did what she had to do out here. And I grew up out this way, straight out. Now, I will say, if we talking about territories in Atlanta, I'm just going to be honest. I'm a north side person.
Oh, Lord.
I have to be because, look, straight out of Norcross, Jimmy Carter Boulevard, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, that was where we was at. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna lie. Hey, it is what it is, though. Shout out to the Migos. You know what I'm saying? They put North on right.
No, Migos
they put it outside on.
From Gwinnett. I'm from Wyndham.
Hey, look, Norcross though. Norcross is considered Gwinnett. It's just barely Gwinnett.
It ain't even really the north. It's really the east. It's east of Atlanta.
It's east of Atlanta.
East Atlanta.
Nah, they gonna let them stay with the north. Let them stay.
Hey, look at this.
I'm South baby, so I don't know.
Exactly.
Look. Now, Chosen, I know you know. Like, there's that border though, because like right where we stayed at, you hit the exit and then boom, the cab is like right there. So that's why I say Norcross is.
But I don't think Stone Mountain, Decatur, Lithonia want y'all right now. I think they gonna. Hey, listen. Hey, that's how you do it, man. You claim your part. Listen, this is it. Georgia is Georgia. Period. If you from GA, I love you.
I ain't a lot. I do rock with Memphis.
I rock with you.
Yeah, I rock with Memphis though, because I mean, we went up there. I forgot what we went up there for.
I
remember, but I don't remember the name.
I can't think of the name.
Yeah, but it was like it was nice, man. Then we
Extreme
went out,
Tour or something like that.
Yeah, something like that. You know, we went out there at nighttime too, so it's a lot of drunk people singing songs and drunk. But it was just real nice. So then we went where did we go? We went on some little corner store. We stood there and we started singing, and folks was like joining in and jump, man. Like, it was pipe. Like, I loved it. So I mean, hey. Memphis got my love.
Well, if I'm being honest, man, Memphis and Atlanta are like distant cousins in a way in terms of like both, southern, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. If you're from the South, I love you.
Yeah, that's the thing about the South. We got the southerly love.
Yeah, we got the southern.
I like that.
Hey,
I don't have a problem with anyone that's not from the South, but it's something about the South. It's something about being Southern, man.
Yeah,
it's something
it's
about
connection to it.
Yeah,
like,
man.
dude, where you from?
Come on.
And it's funny because, like, even like New Orleans, it's just like still, it's a hate love with them.
Yes, it's a hate love with New Orleans, and y'all know why. Y'all know why.
It's like you touch New Orleans, you got a problem.
Yeah,
like, don't touch our cousin. Don't touch our little brother.
Yeah,
but then at the same time, it's like, hey, look, we
can't nobody say nothing about our brother. Yeah, so that's the same thing with Florida too, man. It's the same thing with Florida.
Yeah.
But what else gonna say? Oh, okay. Listen, so I'm gonna ask you two things, and then we're finna really get into some. You know what we on?
I know.
We're finna get in some deep.
Real.
And it's that non for real. So y'all already know they sitting there wondering, okay, am I gonna do what I do, or am I gonna go? You already know. So what we're gonna do, man? Since you say that you are from Memphis, but you love Atlanta, and you got two homes. What's your favorite sport team? Basketball and football.
Ooh,
I knew you was gonna do
Yeah,
that.
you know that. You know that.
You
know that.
All right.
Now, I already know he was tight.
Yeah. Well, hold on. Right now, let me get that.
You've been
straight.
doing it for a minute.
Let's see.
You've been doing it for a minute.
Straight.
But I know right now, especially because y'all got
Julio. Okay, so all right, I'm gonna be real with you. Like that Julio talk was something funny because I remember hearing that even back when that was just a rumor.
Yeah.
And I ain't even really think that was gonna be for real till I thought about the fact that I was like, well, I think there was a picture I saw like him and Derrick Henry, and I was like, yeah, they do got that Alabama connect. It is kind of possible. Yeah. But I was like, nah, maybe not. But then one day, my homie Mike Jeezy, shout out to Mike Jeezy, that man was like,
Mike Jeezy, I'm definitely gonna get you on here. Oh, and Jeffrey, I gotta get you on here too, man. It's a lot of Christian artists in Atlanta that I haven't hollered at, and I'm gonna be the first one to admit that. There's a lot of them that I haven't hollered at yet because it's so many to remember.
It is. No, it's a big city.
This is why I tell them to hit me up because I'm being 100, man. It's a lot of y'all. It's a lot of us. You know what I'm saying? So don't take it the wrong way if I haven't invited you yet.
Yeah.
You know? So go ahead though. Go ahead.
Nah, I mean, I was just gonna say, straight up as it is, Tennessee. I am a Tennessee Titans fan, but when Atlanta do well, it's kind of like what I heard you say one time before on the basketball side of things. It's like I remember hearing you one time say like when Atlanta teams do well, you root for them, but you got like players or teams that you root for. Like, that you support. Secondary. So like for me, Atlanta's like kind of the secondary team, not on no bandwagon way, but just on the way like that year they was in the Super Bowl. It's like, all right, that's what's up. I hope they win it because the city will be lit. Yeah. So I wanted to say, but I
know what you're saying. But let's
know that. Like, I ain't gonna be that guy. I'm just saying like, Titans fan, day one, man. Win, lose, draw, all that, man. So the Julio news, I'm happy about it, but for me, first off, to me, I look at Julio as the number 2 on that team. My boy AJ Brown is number 1. That guy was
now you playing.
Now
you playing.
Y'all gonna see. Y'all
listen. It don't matter. Listen. I'm hoping he's number 2. I hope he don't fell off. I hope he ain't got no steps. I hope he ain't healthy. God dog.
You guys say like that, man.
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Because the problem is, that's a monster, boy. That's a monster. Then to have both of them on the same team. Who are you? Yes, we're not getting into that. That's a whole nother topic. But it is Matt Ryan fault. And anybody who don't like what we saying, because I know I got a lot of ATL. I got a lot of ATL people on my thing. They don't like you to talk about Matt Ryan some more. They don't like you to speak on Noodle Arm. But hey, listen, it is what it is. I love Matt Ryan, but Matt Ryan going to prove something to me. He got this last year, or they're going to have to get rid of him. He don't really supposed to have this last year. I already got rid of Matt Ryan and then kept Julio. And then draft somebody like Justin Fields.
I don't know, like after Super Bowl, probably.
Yes, he would have had to go. But
after the Super Bowl,
yes, because that was it. Listen, he knew what he was supposed to do.
Yeah.
He should have put that on his chest and said, you know what? If we lose, I'll take it. If we win, I'll take it. Period. He didn't. He let from what I hear, he let what's his name? Not Starkey. Kyle Shanahan. He let Kyle Shanahan call the throw play instead of him handing the ball off to Freeman and let them run the clock down, and then we win. Even if they score a touchdown or whatever they score, we still win by 3 points. But he should have did that. He didn't do it. They should have let him go. And this one, and I'm gonna be 100 with you. I love Atlanta, man. Atlanta's it's on my arm. I love it. But at the same time, dog, I'm hoping because put it this way: if Julio Jones, and I know we get on subject, but I gotta say this: if Julio Jones left Atlanta because he just wanted out, he was just being a queen or being a superstar, I wanna. Then I hope Titans lose everything. But if Jones won't out because he wanted them to go for a future quarterback, and he wanted them to get rid of that and wanted the things to change a little bit when it comes to the quarterback. I respect everything that he did, and we deserve whatever coming to us. Either if we go to the Super Bowl, if we don't, because the problem is that we've been seeing thousands of times that Matt Ryan has been in big situations. He crumbled. You know what I mean? Let's just be 100. But you know, it is what it is.
It is what it is.
Yeah,
you know
what it is.
Look,
and I still love Julio regardless.
And you know, y'all saw that's the first thing he said, man. He you know, and I could tell that was genuine. You know, he said it in that press conference.
Yeah, I just don't like that shade he throwed about the fair weather fans. I don't like that jump down. I don't like that down. God dog it, Julio, you might not be able to come back down here.
You know what I'm saying? Hey, look, I'm just happy to see him. You know, I mean, it's cool. I'm excited to see offensively what we do, but I'm more intrigued about the defense, man. I just want to see, because the defense is the biggest Achilles heel, man. If they can, you know, do great with
that was
young
the
pieces.
same thing with us.
Yeah, you see what I'm saying?
Same
Same thing. Like that defense, if it's on point this year, then I like our chances of going to the bowl. But I mean, then again, you can say that with the offense, because if the offense clicks and they do what it's supposed to do, then sometimes your defense can be flawed and you still,
you're right.
You know what I mean?
You're right.
When you got a big boy like Henry there, and it's hard to already stop him. Now you got Julio and AJ like that.
Yeah, that's a powerhouse, but it's a powerhouse on paper. We don't see a lot of powerhouses on paper crumble. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So no, because Atlanta, and honestly, no, we created a juggernaut. Yeah. Because think about it. I hate to stay on this. I don't want to move on, but what's his name? Gabriel. Mm-hmm. Gabriel was cut. They picked him up like the speed. Yeah. All our wide receivers was like either cut or either someone that they picked up from, you know, they wasn't and it just the way they did it, they jailed it.
What it was last year's team, when it was we had Julio.
Oh, okay. You talking about with Julio, Ridley, Gage.
What's his name? The running back.
You know what calls?
I know you talking about
Todd Gurley.
Todd Gurley.
Like we had.
You had a juggernaut on. Yeah, you had a juggernaut on the thing. Yeah, but I think what messed him up when they got rid of Sanu for that first down. How he was going through the middle and catch that first down.
All I'm saying is, you know, secondary team, go Chiefs.
Go Chiefs. I feel you.
I don't have no secondary.
That's my secondary. Atlanta all the way. Hands down. I hope, when we get there, we see them and we beat them. Because, I don't want no excuse. Oh, y'all play the hurt team. Y'all play the sorry team. Nah, come on. I want the best of the best.
Yeah.
Come on.
So, I mean, we can't play Bucks, so we're going to go ahead and beat them.
Yeah.
So, we got to see KC. So,
come on.
But,
I don't have no secondary team. Like, whoever end up in the Super Bowl, I'll try and root for one or the other. Yeah. Sometimes I'll be like, I don't even care. I don't even watch it sometimes.
See, that's my
son
team.
So wait. So if by some chance we do go to the Super Bowl, are you gonna root for us or the other team?
I'm a root.
It depends on who you go.
Now, if they don't see Atlanta, I'm rooting for Julio. The reason why, because if Julio went the way I say he went, then I want him to get a ring because I want him to show Atlanta.
That's what I'm saying. I want to know why he left.
Yeah.
Because if he didn't, go ahead, KC, knock them hands off.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie to you.
Yeah.
But if he didn't, and he left because of Matt Ryan, I want my boy to win a ring.
Yeah, I do too.
I've been saying that.
Yeah.
I want Julio win a ring.
That's real.
But shoot, it'll be funny though. Like everybody, they just predicted it. I mean, this one person put it up there, and it'll be very funny and that would be, I think, to me, that would be the most watched game ever. I think the most watched game was the Falcons versus Patriots. Yeah. I think that was the most watched that in history. And before that, it was when the Patriots went, I think 15-0 against the Giants.
Oh yeah.
That was the third. But this, I think, if you see Titans versus Atlanta in the Super Bowl,
it'd be nice though.
That will be the most watched.
Hey, that's a dream to me.
You traded coach for receiver.
Come on.
You get what I'm saying? So who is that? That would be a monster.
That's a dream matchup. In my head, that's what I love to see. I really would. So
that would be a beautiful one.
For me, I'm like, that's win-win there because I love both homes. You know what I'm saying?
You got Calvin Ridley. We have to show the reason why he became.
You
got Pitts.
Straight like that. Straight like that.
Pitts will be like,
my boy Ridley.
Yeah, Kyle Pitts will be like, I'm the reason why they got rid of you, Julio. You know what I'm saying? But then Julio gonna be.
Money on Ridley, man.
Then Julio gonna look back and go,
dang.
All right, but y'all realize they got rid of me and they should have did it. They should have kept it. Yeah. So that would be a good story for either one.
Kane Henry up in that thing.
It'd
be cool, man.
But let's get into it.
Let's go.
All right. Matter of fact, I'm gonna let G finish what he was finishing on?
I mean,
well, we'll get into these and then we'll do that. First one. The first one will be: are you a Trump supporter or a Biden supporter?
I'm a neither supporter. I do know.
But you got if you if you had to vote.
If you had to vote.
Who you voting for?
Who you voting for?
Would you like me to go ahead and say mine? Would it
help you
out?
Go ahead, bro.
I'm going with Trump.
I'm going with Trump too.
Money man Trump.
Yeah.
Yeah. Money man Trump.
Is it fair judging this?
I don't even vote.
Going on now since we already.
No, you don't know. You're going off.
Biden versus
Biden,
the election.
Biden, the election. Election just passed. Listen, I'm not either. I don't vote.
But
I don't do nothing,
I'm going with Money
but I
man
will go
Trump.
with Trump. And I'll tell you why later. But go ahead.
Money man Trump.
Money man Trump. Okay. So, it's so tough, bro, because I really just don't be paying attention to
me either
enough to really even tell you an answer for it.
Yeah.
But I mean, just because I gotta give one, you know what I'm saying? Like, based off the fact, I'm gonna just do this for my mama because my mama be talking about him all the time. Yeah. I'm gonna just go ahead and say Trump because she be telling me everything he's doing like biblically. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I heard about the stuff he was doing for Jerusalem and stuff like that. So
yeah,
I'm
stuff like that. Yeah, that's
if that's cool, because I don't watch news or media to really just be like so caught up in that because like politics is a whole nother thing.
Man, it's a whole nother thing, and it will separate you. It's just like racism.
Yeah,
I just like to know what's going on pretty much.
Yeah,
that's the only reason I glance at it, look at it a little bit, go, okay, this is going on. All right, cool, and then that's it. Yeah. I don't get.
I like to see how much time I got left on that earth.
Yeah, facts. That's kind of like a reason why I do watch it because all right, the Bible say this is gonna happen. So let me see what y'all doing. Okay, y'all ain't doing that yet. All right, cool. I got about another 10 years. So,
come on, dog. So like, man, let me just see this.
You just match up with the Bible.
Yeah. And Chris said she didn't want to see you Sunday after that news happened with Julio.
Oh, really? See?
Yeah. So I'm just letting you know what she said.
Hey, it's cool. I ain't even bring it up though. You know what I'm saying? I'm being cool.
Oh, you ain't got to bring it up. Just seeing you know what I'm saying?
Hey, don't think I forgot, Crystal, when you said there was never a time the Titans was never good. I'm gonna remember that. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. So you say you're a Trump supporter. If anybody want to know why I would work with Trump, then I'll tell you. But I'm not standing right now. I'm not gonna go into it. If they want to know, all they got to do is hit down there on the thing and be like, why? Let's see.
Y'all can hear my deal.
Oh, that's Chris saying torch. Touche. I'm talking about torch. Touche. But my thing. Okay, so with that, do you think? How do you feel about wearing the mask and them forcing you to wear a mask, or people try to force you to wear a mask, or when you go into these churches, they try to force you to wear a mask and stuff like that? How do you feel about that?
Man, if I'm being honest, dog. Like,
that's all we want is.
Okay, for real.
There you go.
All right, so I'm not gonna lie. I was wearing masks at first when this thing started, right? Because it was like, all right, it was a safety measure at the time. So I was like, all right, cool. And then over time, as you can see where this kind of felt agenda-like, it was like, okay, I wore a mask at work because I had to wear it at work, right? Like, because it's like, like my job now had these regulations where it's like, you got to stay 6 feet and you got to wear a mask, and if you ain't wearing a mask, you get rolled up. After 2 write-ups, you get fired. I'm like, just for not wearing a mask? Really? That's crazy. Like, I wasn't hearing that with any other jobs, but I don't know if other companies were doing that, but my job was. So it's like, all right, but anywhere else, man, a lot of times, if I wore it, I wore it. If I didn't, I didn't. It was like, I didn't really feel fear just walking around with no mask. But it was always kind of weird to just be around people and they looking at you crazy because you ain't got no mask on.
Yeah.
Or even now, like where this whole vaccination thing, where it's like, now all of a sudden you vaccinated, you can go without wearing a mask. And it's a lot of people suddenly not wearing masks. But then the ones that do wear masks is, I heard somebody talk about it. It was like, oh yeah, man, it's crazy, If I wear a mask, now I'm getting looked at funny because I'm wearing a mask. Like, and I was just like, well, I don't know, but I don't really like it too much. You know what I'm saying? It's hard to breathe in that thing sometimes, man.
Yeah. And Chris hit why. Chris just want to start something. He just want to hear why. He want to hear why. He want to start something. I come right back to that, Chris, in a second.
We'll call you. We'll hit you.
Yeah. Somebody else got to ask that. You just doing that and want to start something. Somebody else hit us up with why we support Trump or why we would support Trump. Not why we support him because we don't support nobody, but why we would support him. And somebody hit up why, explain why. But Chris just want to start something. That's all that is. Which I'm not scared. Don't think I'm scared. I just want to leave that alone. But how I feel about that mask, man, is I feel like I don't like it. Period. 100%. I don't like it. I feel like anyone want to wear it, it's on them. You wear it, but don't try and force your agenda on me. Or don't try and force me to wear something so you can feel comfortable. Right. Because what about me? What about me feeling uncomfortable and me saying, hey, I don't like when you wear a mask. That makes me feel comfortable when you don't wear a mask. Yeah. So I feel like people. It's not
normal to wear a mask.
Exactly. And I feel like people I think the media pushed it so much that people felt like, oh, we gotta look at them because they're not doing what they're supposed to do. Yeah. No, it's on me if I want to wear that mask. It's on me if I do or don't. If I come into your home and you want me to wear a mask, I'm gonna wear it. Yeah. If I want to come into your home. Right. But other than that, if we just out in the stores, you chose to be in public. It's just like being a public figure. When certain people say certain things on your Instagram or anything like that, you can block them, but you'll be blocking all day. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You're a public figure. So with that said, you just got to take the punches that come with it and learn how to dodge and duck. And I just feel like when people do that, man, like I don't like that. I don't like none of the churches trying to force that on you. None of that. And I don't be trying to be rebellious, you know, when I be wearing my mask down or just wearing it. Yeah. I try to be respectful, but at the same time, it's like, no, I don't want to do that. Like, for real. Like, the same way I don't want to force you to do the things that you don't want to do. You know what I'm saying? Same thing with being a Christian. I can only tell you how good God is. I can't make you serve him. You know what I'm saying? So that's my thing. And then, like, even not even that. I'm looking at it from a biblical point. Us as Christians should have been the main ones bucking against this. And I'm going to tell you why. And the reason why I say this is because, and this is just 100. They got everybody saying, okay, first, remember, it's wear the mask for your safety. Then it flipped and went, no, now you can't shop or come in the.
But you got to remember, too, at first they were saying, it's straight, it's not that serious.
Yeah.
It's not airborne. Yep. Then all of a sudden it became airborne.
Yeah.
Then that's when they started doing the mask.
And then it's now you can't shop.
Yeah.
Unless you got a mask.
Like, yeah.
You can't shop. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. You can't shop. So I'm like, hold on. Where is this coming from? Like, you telling me I can't shop? You telling me I gotta wear a mask to purchase something, or just to come in to purchase, or to eat, or to do anything like that, right? Right. So I look at that and I go, wow, what did that sound like? Sound like the mark of the beast to me. Not saying this is the mark of the beast, but it is a
test, like
a push towards it. And what I mean by that is when Christians, instead of Christians settling for it and saying, that's why, you know, in a way I kind of wish that I was on a higher platform, or wish that I was at the level of TD Jakes and all them, because I would be that one guy to grab them all and say, hey, we need to do something. You get what I'm saying? Like, they need somebody that really gonna stand and ain't scared to die for what they believe in. And that's my thing. And us as Christians should have stood on that and said no and pulled back. It's so many so-called Christians out here that if all of us would have pulled back, that wouldn't even happen. But, it wouldn't have happened.
You know, my thing too, though, like with the whole situation, like, because there's so many flaws in it. Because, you know, at first they were saying too that it can only spread by contact. So it was like people weren't trying to touch other people. Then it was like, oh, well, it's airborne too, so you can still catch it. And like, hold on, y'all just said it wasn't airborne. So then, you know, next thing you know, you gotta wear a mask, right? Come on. Y'all got a social distance. What we social distancing for? We got masks on.
Exactly.
If it don't come out my mask, then it can't get into your mask.
Exactly.
If it can't get in your man, then you can't get sick.
And here's another thing. When they sit here and say, when you sit here and tell, what's the name was saying that this about Disney? Cassandra, she was saying that they told them they had to wear it at Disney, and she said she don't have a problem with it because it was their rule, and you know, she don't want to go there, she don't have to go there, you know, basically. But here's my thing. Here's my thing even with that. My thing is when it comes to food, right?
Right.
DFACs will lock you up or take your kids if you ain't got food in the house. But yet they could tell you, don't come in my building and shop for food if you don't wear a mask.
Yeah.
That's kind of oxymoron. It's kind of retarded to me because my thing is like, that's my belief. That's what I don't want to wear, and you're going against that.
Yeah.
So now you're telling me, and for us as Christians to sit on it and say, you know what, we're going to allow it. They just looked at that and went, bam, got them. Because if they're allowing that, watch what we do next. And now that's when the mark of the beast or anything like that come in, or something close to it going to come in, and then we're going to be sitting here looking like, how did we let this happen? And that's, again, why I wish I was on a platform where I had the type of power or whatever to call all these doggone preachers and whatever together. Because I'm being honest, man, like it's a lot of stuff we have allowed to come in because we either done got scared, sorry, lazy, or we want to be politically correct. And the church was never that. And the church looked upon as soft now, very soft, super soft. They either soft or they hypocrites. And the ones that really stand and the ones that's really about that life, we can't even get a platform because people don't want that type of Christian up there on that platform. Yeah. So, you know, that's why I feel that way about a mask. I just feel like,
honestly, the only time I really wore a mask is if like someone asked me to. Come on. Like Home Depot, it was like, the lady, she came up to me, she was like, would you mind putting on the mask? But she did out of respect. So I'm like, cause I had plenty of people be like, where's your mask? Put your mask on. But she was just like, would you mind putting the mask on? I'm like, nah, I ain't got no problem with that. She was like, okay. She was like, you ain't gotta put it over your nose or nothing. I was like, all right, cool, thank you. But that was really like the only time. Other than that though, like I didn't walk by them folks.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I just didn't put it on.
No, yeah, that's the only time
No, I'm not saying nothing wrong with you because you did it out of respect, and that's what I don't taught you. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And it's, you know, but I'm a different person, and we different. That's just it. You ain't got to be like me, and I ain't got to be like you, and nobody. So I don't knock you for what you're doing, but I do knock us as Christians for allowing it to happen. Yeah, I do. Anyone that claim you're a Christian, I don't care who you are. If you claim you're a Christian. And people can look at it and go, but you know, it was because of the health. Man, it like my son said, it was too many flaws in that. And my thing is, if you just sit and think about it, I would have been okay with it if they would have been like, look, wear it because, you know, safety. But when you start saying I can't purchase nothing, that's what made me say, oh heck no, there's an agenda to this. I'm not feeling that because you're telling me I can't purchase anything. I can't come in your store because I don't want to wear a mask, but everybody around me got a mask. How you gonna catch something?
That was a good thing about my job. I was so happy I didn't have to wear a mask. Even though they was trying to get us, they was trying to get us to wear a mask. I told straight up, I told my coworker, I was like, look, bro, if this man said we have to wear a mask, he actually start at because the way my manager worked, he like listen to what the government says type people.
Yeah.
So they're like. But he was like, y'all got to start wearing masks now because we got too many customers complaining, da-da-da. So I'm like, all right. I'm like, bro, this man really acting like we got to wear masks. And he say something, I'm telling him, bro, straight up, I don't want to wear the mask. I don't believe in it. If you fire me, oh, well, I quit. You can't fire me. Come on. I'd be funny to say something like that, honestly, though. But no, like, honestly, I was just like, ooh, like, I don't understand how people don't see it like that, though. Like, especially like a Christian. Like, listen, you're forcefully taking my rights away. I got a right not to wear a mask.
Exactly. My Cassandra said that she agreed with me if we would have you know, we stood on all 10 toes together, you know, and stopped this, it wouldn't happen. Crystal said that, but we have to be respectful to those around us and other things. Y'all can see it. You know, people can see it. I'm putting it up. I'm just going through the whole thing. Listen, I understand what you're saying, and I again, I'm 100% with you. We need to respect the things that goes on and respect the authority because God put, you know, and respect the law of the land. But when it becomes something that I see that is headed up to when it's headed up to something that I feel is coming out the Bible going against what I stand for, that's when I have a problem. What I mean by that is when you start telling me I can't purchase something, I have a problem with that. You know what I'm saying? And that, you know, that's, listen, we all can agree to disagree, but at the same time, if we don't look at this and say, this had to be a hidden agenda, they did this for a reason. Some people believe this, some people believe that, but I know for a fact, I'm putting everything on it that they test the water to see how many people were going to wear masks and agree to not shop or not do this, who was going to go against it. Because the problem is, here's the thing, if we would have said no, they would have owned them stores and said, don't worry about it. The same way that they did right now when they losing money and the money ain't coming in. Not everything is getting open and everything is okay. No, man. And listen,
that's give us money and say go shop.
You go shop. So my thing is, it is what it is with that. We can be on that all day, but you know that's just how I look at it. That's how you look at it. That's how you look at it. And you know we can agree to disagree, but you know what I'm saying. But do you think that we'll ever get back to what we used to be?
Honestly, based off what I see here in Atlanta, it feels like we've been back to where we was at. I mean, outside of the fact that you still see people wearing masks from time to time, but
how long you think that gonna go on?
Man, honestly, if I'm being real, by the end of this year, going into the top game next year, you won't see anybody wearing a mask.
I hope not. Like, you know what I mean?
You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, bro. Like, honestly, like you said, man, it's crazy because I was gonna ask you. I was just gonna be like, man, what you thought about these folks that just kind of took masks and just decided to just make it a marketing tool for them at that point? Like, oh yeah, you know my business. I think
it was a good. I think when it comes to masks, it was a good thing to do a marketing thing. It was smart. Like, it was smart. Like anything, like shoot, Deidre had told us we need to do it, and I was like, you know what I mean? But you know, it was a good thing. I don't knock the hustle, but it's like I say, it was just the only thing that I don't agree with is that one thing where they said you can't do without wearing.
That was that money man Trump mentality.
Come on,
come up.
Yeah.
Man, Trump,
real talk. Because I showed like I had a thing of masks that I had invested in because my mom's had a new guy, and I just was like, all right, I'll buy something, get it made. I just never got it made because like shoot. I ain't even like wearing masks like that. Yeah. I still got that box just sitting there, and I'm like, oh well, that was just money that I guess got wasted. I just, you know,
still try to say, hey, look,
okay,
I'm selling them for $1.50, whichever one you choose.
Yeah, you from CG, you're getting comfortable.
No,
he know it's an inside joke with me. He know what I'm talking. He started doing it. I'm like, pull it up. That boy gets so comfortable, man. He can get me on La Real. He just be chilling. I know. I'm trying to put couches in here and stuff. But anyway, my sister said something real. She said, "What about the vaccine? How do you feel about the vaccine?"
Well, that's a no-go. That's an automatic no-go. I don't like you force me. You got to take me to jail or something.
Hey, you know, I was wondering about that. Like, that's the thing. Like how you were saying, like with the mask, how when they started making you kind of like you got to be in the store, you got to wear a mask.
Yeah.
Shop. My thought is the vaccine now, because I'm sitting here like, for example, my job, right? Like they talking about, all right, so they was like, all right, if you got the vaccine, you don't have to wear a mask anymore. And I remember we was in a little huddle, and then like one of my coworkers, he was like, so if we got the vaccine, what? How y'all supposed to know? Do we show y'all for proof or something? He's like, no, just say you got the.
See, that's what.
And I was like,
see what I'm talking about?
I sat there and
see what I'm talking about?
That didn't make sense to me because I sat there. I was like, so you mean to tell me basically from this point on, I can just not wear a mask, tell y'all I'm vaccinated, and y'all just gonna
see what I'm talking about?
So I was like, all right.
That's an agenda. If you don't, man, just agree.
Yeah.
Just agree that Jesus is bad and the devil is good, and we good. All you got to do is just say it with your tongue. Then you get what that's coming at. Like all you got to do is like because they started a thing saying you can't ask people if they was vaccinated or not. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like they started that where you can't ask, but at the same time they'll be like, all you got to do is say, yeah, I was vaccinated, right? Mm-hmm. And it's like, think about it. All you got to do is say those words, and we would allow you to do. So
think about even them rewarding you for doing it.
Yes.
Like Krispy Kreme was like, shoot, you get your vaccine, you can come up here, show us your card, and give you a donut every day. You get a trades. Even Weston, even like going to certain like sporting events.
Yes.
Like if you show us your thing,
you can get
come in, you good, da da da.
No, it's about, I'm telling people, look closely to what they're doing. You can call me a conspiracy theory, call me whatever, but I watch things and I know and I see. All you got to do is just say the word. Hey, I got my vaccine. And you good? Come on, man. Think about it. But, it is what it is. Some people going to say what they say and some ain't. But my next, I got like a couple more questions. I'll let you go ahead and start with that one, Gene, and we'll come back to this.
Start with
what you was talking about. Yeah, what you was talking about.
Oh, okay. You know who Polo G is?
Oh yeah, for sure.
You heard about what happened recently, right?
No. I didn't get to hear what happened. What happened?
So, they did the little, he had an album release party. Mm-hmm. He leaves there. As he's leaving, they're going to like a little after party or whatever. Mm-hmm. Like 20 to 40 cop cars just pull him over. Mm-hmm. His mom was trying to figure out what's going on because both her sons was there. Her Polo-G and then his little brother who's like 16. So she's trying to figure out exactly what's going on with him because he's a minor. They can't really, it's like you can't really do too much to him. So like, let me get him back, da da da. But she's up there yelling, cussing him out, da da da. So she was trying to figure out. She's like, "Why y'all pull him over? Why y'all pull him over?" Da da da. Mm-hmm. They ended up arresting him for resisting arrest, battery, and some other junk. And she was like, none of that would ever happen if y'all wanted to pull him over. Y'all had no reason to pull him over. The vehicle he was in was licensed. He had a security team driving it and stuff like that. He didn't have no drugs. They didn't have no drugs or nothing in the car. So it was like, what'd y'all do it for? And then, da da da. But I was just trying to figure out, like, get your kind of look on things. Like, I'm trying to think how to put it. From your perspective, what would you have done if you was like a mom?
If I was his mom.
Yeah, like or father. Or father. Parent, period.
Parent. You know what? Honestly, in that situation, just remind him to be as respectful as you could be. And that even when you know you didn't do wrong. And I would take that from an experience that I had where I was just walking to get something to eat. This was back in Memphis. This didn't happen in Atlanta, but I was walking to get something to eat. And I was just going to walk to a Checkers. It was kind of late, but I was hungry. So I was just, going. I had headphones in, and I was just going, mind my business, just walking. And I had these cops come by. I was right at like where this Taco Bell was at, and the cops just pulled up. I saw it slow down close to me, and I looked up like, oh, okay, I didn't know they was going to come up this way. But when they finally did, it was just like, oh, hey, sir, when you here? Just going up here to Checkers, get something to eat. And like, hey, man, you fit the description, of a nearby robbery. Just pull over and just check you real quick. I was just like, sure, even though my mind probably knew like, man, I ain't really do nothing. Yeah. I know I didn't. I'm like, man, I don't even rob people. Like, do I look like I would rob?
That's my first time out the house this week.
Yeah, what I'm saying? Like, I mean, I had a hoodie on, but it was appropriate anyway because it was still like it was transitioning between like summer and winter. You know what I'm saying? So like it was starting to get warm, but it was still chilly. So, going back to relate my situation to what I would say as a parent to a Polo G, or if that was my child, I just remember my mind in that situation. I let them check me. I remember You know, it's crazy because I'm in Tennessee with a Georgia license. They checked my license. You thought that would have said something like, okay, this dude's not even from Tennessee. You know, like why would we think he's the robber? You know, and then they checking me, and then I just remember dude had a hard time. One cop was trying to search my wallet. I keep it in my back pocket. He must not have known. I was trying to reach. They had my hands on the car. I was trying to help him. Other cop got forceful. It's like, don't move, this and that. And I'm just like, yo, I'm just trying to let them know, hey, it's in my back pocket. And they finally get it. So, you know, even all this is going in my mind, and I'm just like, cool, calm, collected, trusting God, because I'm like, look, man, they ain't got nothing on me. I already know what my life is like, what I do on a regular basis. So I was like, man, God gonna smooth this situation out where I ain't even for the trip. I'm just gonna be, you know, cool, calm, collected. So and respectful, you know, and basically just at the end of the day, as they ran the license, nothing went through and all that, and they knew, like, hey, you know, he's good. And they was like, well, just be safe, be careful out here, sir, XYZ. And they went on about their business. I went on about my business, right? And even though that was like a, man, I can't believe that just happened to me situation. At the same time, I would tell if my child was in a situation like that, let alone, like, that was just one cop for me. So you saying that was
like, put up like 40 deep.
40 deep. Like, that's
just for that one. And that's the thing, it was just for that one vehicle. It wasn't like they was pulling that vehicle over in every vehicle that was following it.
Right.
Because, I mean, they was rolling deep. Yeah. It was just that vehicle that he was in.
Listen.
Plus, she couldn't even get to him. That's the funny thing, too. So, like, she's like, oh, my fault. But, like, it's a lot of cops, right? Boom, mm-hmm. You got a line of.
Yeah.
She's going over there. She's like, that's my son. Those are my sons in that vehicle. Da da da. They're like, ma'am, get back. Get back. Da da da. Like, she can't even see her son because of the way they're all blocking like the view, and they're trying to record it and stuff. You can't see nothing. So like, she couldn't even like speak to him or nothing like that. Yeah. That's a crazy thing. So I know, like, especially, you know, the way news and media put stuff out, you think it's something that happened. You think it's something that go down. And I'm like, bro, I Polo G, my dog. I don't want to see him die. I don't want to see nobody die. Yeah. But, you know, it's just like, you know, when you're a fan or a listener or somebody, it's just like, yeah. I'm just like, man, dude, I hope he like just stay cool, calm, collected. You don't do no crazy junk.
Straight up, honestly, even as a parent, real quick, I would just say, trust in God and knowing that I taught my child what to do in a situation like that, even when it's that much. But then also, if that like how you just explained, she couldn't even get through it. In that moment, I would have just stood still and I just would have said, okay, God, look, protect my child like I know you about to do, because I know he or she, you know, or they are protected in your name, you know, regardless if they're innocent or not in this situation. Just don't take their life right now. Like, let them, if they did something they weren't supposed to, then let them learn from it and trust in you and come to you about this in the right way. You know what I'm saying?
The only thing that like kind of kept her from going off type jump, one of the security guards came over there to her and assured her, he was like, look, we calm down. We got him. He's straight. We're taking care of everything right now. They're not going to touch your son. Da, 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 da. And I mean, they ended up doing their job. I mean, he didn't get, from what I know right now, he didn't get beat up or anything like that. You know, it was just like an arrest. They took him to jail type of.
Listen, I had a situation. I had a couple of situations.
That's what I want to hear.
With the cops. I know. I remember one time. Like, my thing is, if the cops are doing their job, I'm going to 100%. Okay, let me start over. If the cops doing their job, I'm going to be 100% in agreement with them.
Yeah.
I'm if they're doing their job. If there's a point where if there's a point where they're not doing their job and I'm in a situation where I feel I can't win, I'm gonna stand back and stand down. Now, if I feel like my life is over, then I'm gonna fight. I don't care who you are. I'm gonna fight. I'm gonna try my best. If it's gotta be, I gotta be 90% sure that he's about to pull the trigger, or that they're about to. You get what I'm saying? So, but you can't really say when, you know, on that. But I'm just saying, like, and I'm being 100, y'all. Now, if they're not doing their job, and I'm in a predicament or in a place where I know I can let them have it, I'm gonna let them have it. And what I mean by that is like I'm gonna open my mouth and tell them how I feel about it. You see what I'm saying? And the reason why is because that's me. And some people say, well, just follow the rules and just do what they do. And I tell them just like this: if Harriet Tubman, if Martin Luther King, if Malcolm X, if all of them would have followed the rules, if what's the name wouldn't have sat, if she would have sat in the back seat like they told them to do, we would still be sitting in the back seat of the bus. So I feel like sometimes you have to stand up for what you believe and what's right. So I'm with that, but at the same time, I think you have to be smart too. Is this a situation where you can win? Like if I'm in the backwoods, like I had to stop, right? I'm in the backwoods, which I don't plan on stopping in the backwoods, but if I'm in the backwoods and I stop, I'm trying my best to be compliant, even if they wrong. I'm trying my best to be as compliant as possible because right now you're in a position where there's no way. Right. If I'm in front of 1 million people and you pull me over and I'm in a place, I'm gonna, it's gonna be different. That I'm being honest, it's gonna be a little different because the problem is that you're wrong for it. Like I don't been pulled over because of my color. I've been pulled over because my wife was white and I'm black. I've been pulled over because I don't been pulled over or pushed to the side where they don't pull over and said, hey, you fit this description. I also have been in a predicament where me and my wife helped my brother break into his own apartment and somebody seen that, thought we was burglars. We pull off 60, 70 cops in front of us. I stayed, and it wasn't because I was scared. It was because they was doing a job. We looked like burglars breaking into a house. So I understand why you act that way. Yeah. And I complied to them. I stayed respectful, no problem. They did their thing. They ran thing. They went back to my brother in the house, made sure everything was okay. Da 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 da. And I'm like, man, y'all know y'all can't be doing. I know, man, but we had to get them in there. It was like 2:00 in the morning. We out. Yeah. This is when we was young. I ain't gonna say young, but younger. Yeah. So it was. So I understand that you're doing your job, but when it comes to a point where I'm walking down the street, situation like that happened. Walking down the street, I'm going into a place like what you saying, go get something to eat. Yeah. You pull me over and tell me, oh, you fit the description of a burglar. Come on, man. You know you lying. Yeah. I mean, if you just want to check my ID to see what I'm doing, ask me. You know what I'm saying? If you see me doing something, just do it. Just straight up be 100 and say, hey, listen, man, what you doing out here? Man, you got that hoodie on, you walking around here. You look like you about to do something. You all right? Nah, man, I'm just going up here to get a burger, man. That's about it. All right, cool. You get what I'm saying? Just like some of the people who I seen, they be on their porch. The dude who got arrested for being on his porch. Oh. All because he was like, why do I have to show you my ID for sitting on my porch? Exactly. Like, I shouldn't have to do that. Why are you even up here bothering me? They arrest him. Hey, come on, you doing too much. Yeah. So that's why I say, man, I ain't gonna say to each his own on that one, but I feel like if you're doing the right thing, I'm gonna comply. If you're doing what you're supposed to do, comply. But if you being outrageous and not being a real cop, you just want to be a butthole, or you picking racism, or you feel you don't have a problem at the house, so now you want to take it out on somebody, then you're wrong. You know what I'm saying? You're wrong. But I'm glad my son brought that up because with what I want to ask you is, how do you feel about the cop killings, the way things are going on now? How do you feel about it?
Man, okay, so if I'm being 100 on how I feel about it, I don't like it, but I don't pay attention to it at the same time. Like I don't give it the energy that a lot of people give it as a black man, right? Because I'm aware that really does happen. Mm-hmm. While also another part of me knows that the media is blowing that up to make that seem worse, like you said.
Amen.
Making a race war out of this, right?
Yep.
But just from my own personal experiences, like I just shared that moment with y'all, it's one of them things where I am aware that there are, some crooked cops out there, but at the same time, I live next door to a cop.
Man.
Yeah. Man, awesome dude, Mr. Phillip. I know he may catch this later, when I tell him about it, but he one of the nicest cops I ever met, man. I stay right next door to him. I mean, I just found out he bragged all the time about just how nice of a young man I am, and we just be chopping it up, talking, you know. And you know, I've had friends as cops. I've known people as cops. Like, I would never just be sitting there just bashing cops, you know what I mean? But I would, you know, but at the same time, to those ones that do things they know they shouldn't be doing, I look at it as, if you really are out there doing that, I believe that God gonna get you, because God don't like ugly. You know what I'm saying? And I just pray that, you know, God have mercy on you while He reaping back to you whatever you're doing to this person, regardless of the race. You know, whether it's white, black, Asian. You know what I mean? Because cops is different races, people is different races.
Yeah.
So it's not just black on black. It's not just
you're
black
right.
on white.
You're right.
Everybody, because some of these cops I've seen from, like I said, I don't watch the news, but from when I've seen something, I think I was watching something earlier with I think that was Mike Brown or something, Michael Brown. My aunt was watching it, and the dude that was, you know, pointing the gun at him, shoot, man, that wasn't even a white cop. He looked like he was about probably Hispanic or something of that order. So, you know,
and my thing is, like, even with that, I just feel like if the cops want you to snitch, they need to snitch.
Yeah.
Period. Like, you know, some crooked cops out there.
Oh yeah.
Tell on them.
Yeah.
You know the cop doing wrong, tell on them. If you want the streets to start telling on their people, you got to start telling on your people. Yeah. You can't sit there and hold a code, but then tell the next man, you know, to stop snitching or whatever. But anyway, what do you now we're gonna get into some other stuff.
Oh yeah.
What do you think? What do you think about the Christian hip hop in Atlanta?
In Atlanta, specifically.
Yeah. What do you think about the Christian hip hop in Atlanta and the segregation, and how could we get them to come together?
Man, okay, so that is such an amazing question, because of the fact that I usually try to think about that as much as possible, because you and me, Chosen, we definitely had these talks like a zillion times off air. And I mean, you know, it's crazy because when I first got into doing Christian hip hop, right?
Yeah.
I remember, you know, I was in a group called Clear Vision, and I just remember we were like a clique, but we weren't really a clique. We were just people that just, you know, because the original three of us, we all knew each other from high school, first off. So that was just a natural bond. And then people who started coming in, it just became a thing where it was like this and that. But I remember I guess as we just really started making some buzz, like, you know, we started having people that was just kind of like wanting to join in, and it just became this thing where it was kind of weird, because it was just like, now it had us looking like a clique in a way, which was weird, right? Mm-hmm. But, you know, I guess once I kind of branched off, you know, and started being just like a little solo act, and I started linking up with people, I remember, well, even when I was in Cleveland, I remember just trying to link up with people for features, you know, from time to time, and just like, hey man, like, you know, just being respectful, being supportive, and saying, yo man, you dope, like, hey, we should work together, do some song, you know, do something. I'm like, yeah, you know, tell your face, yeah, and then you send them something. I know I did, because I don't play. Like, if I want to feature with you, man, I'm for real. Like, you know, so I'm gonna send you something, and you don't never hear back from them.
All this like talk.
Yeah, because you like
Hollywood talking about.
Yeah, you be like, dang, what happened, right? So, I mean, to answer your question about that, I mean, it's so. I mean, honestly, if we end this thing the way we say we end this thing, man, we need to just. I remember listening. You know, shout out to West End, shout in. I was listening to the all episode with him, and I heard about the bash I wanted to do.
Yeah, we're working on that now.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I think it takes something like that, honestly, because you know, you take the realest of the real, the ones that know, because it's crazy to me, because Christian hip hop, man, it got so many different. It's so many different like views on it, where it can come off confusing. You know, because it's like, all right, so first off, what is the genre? Are we gospel rap? No, we're not gospel rap. That's too corny. We don't want to be gospel rap. Are we Christian hip hop? Oh, no. Take the hip hop out of it, because that's a demon. That's that, which is Christian rap.
Yeah.
Okay, so then you say Christian rap, and it just everybody just like start changing the titles around, where it's like, okay, what exactly is the genre? Because we know rap is in it. You know, we know hip hop is in it. Rap and hip hop are pretty much one and the same in a way. Like there is a difference in the two, but it's a whole another conversation for that. So it really is, you know. But like I just really do think it takes a big event like that where we publicize exactly what this is, but inviting people that's not just Christians, invite people that's like of the world too, to really showcase, like, because a lot of people in the world, they do not know that this exists.
No, they don't.
They find out, they like, whoa.
And they did a trip, because then when you tell them, hey, go on there and check them, and then they see, oh man, I didn't, you know. So you're right.
Yes.
And I just want to say this, that these people, we do want to do that Christian bash, and we are setting it up, and we are starting to work on some things. And we'll be contacting a lot of artists.
Come on.
But we will. I'm gonna tell you straight up.
Yes, sir.
Straight up. And anybody who know me know that we do things decency and order, and we always are on time. And what I mean by that is you're not gonna be an artist that come and perform and then leave.
Right, come on, bro. Tell my mom. I wish I had Tatum here.
That's shots fired to any artist that had to leave and know. Now, if you had a different gig and you know you booked 2 and 3 gigs in one day, then that, you know, we do that sometimes.
Right.
We don't do that. But we are talking about the ones that just leave just cause.
Come on.
If you are doing that, first of all, if you have a history of doing that, I'm probably 9 times out of 10 not gonna holler at you. Unless you understand that you're gonna stay there. That's one. 2, if you're one of those people that show up late and then want to leave like you some superstar, not gonna happen.
Great like that. On my
like for real. Like I'm gonna put you out there on Front Street, like for real, because I think that's a lot of stuff that's going on. And churches talk about it. Some of the churches just scared, or some of the churches just whatever. But they talk about how when they invite us, and see, that's the thing with us, we sit here and want the church to invite us, Christian hip hop, but then we do hip hop-ish things, not Christian things or Christian hip hop things. We do hip hop-ish things. And that's why the church turned away from us, and that's why the church don't accept us 100, because we still got this "it's about me" mentality. It's not about God. It's I'm a superstar, or you see how many views I got, or you see who I'm signed with, and it's like,
where you get your baby team, baby?
Exactly. But my thing is like, that's why we have this problem, because of the attitudes and because of the prideness and the behavior or and egos of the CHH. Then not only that, a lot of us won't check the people in our camp when they know they're not doing what they're supposed to do. I don't believe, I'm going to tell you just like, I don't believe.
Oh, man.
And I'm going to be 100. My fam will tell you this. I do not believe if you are in sin or I'm not saying you don't sin, but I'm talking about in willfully sinning, or if you're in a point where you know you're doing something wrong, you know you living this way. You're not ministering in my camp. You're sitting down and you're going to be pushed to the side until you get it together. Until exactly. That's just rules, because Christian artists
had some people leave because of that.
Yeah, leave because
they thought it was a joke.
They thought I was going to continue to let them. You know, like you gonna still go do what you do, and then no, not do. Listen, decency and order, and I do what God tell me to do. That's it. Yeah. I was the same way in the streets. People tell you just like that. Listen, when you violated, you got violated. You know what I'm saying? When you did wrong, you got handled. We didn't start nothing, but we finished it. That's how it was. I'm not, period, man. We got to be the same way in a way here. You know what I'm saying? And the thing is that us as Christian artists, we got these cliques. Yeah. But we want to be the head of the clique, or look like we're the head of the clique, but we don't want to take the responsibility that comes with being the head of the clique. My family tell you, it took a long time for me to say I'm the head. They be like, who the head? Nobody, man. We all do it. They'd be like Pops or.
It probably didn't get that way till like
2 years ago.
2, 3, yeah, maybe 2, 3 years ago. Yeah.
And we've been doing this since I was 8 or 9.
Yeah.
I'm 20 now.
Yeah.
Wow.
So and I didn't want to claim that because I didn't want the responsibility. Plus,
he knew all of us looked at him like that.
Yeah, but I didn't.
Even people that like would come to us for shows and jobs.
Yeah, they come talk to me, and I'm like, no, that's not how it is. Go talk to Deidre. You know what I'm saying?
No, I'm talking about
that. Yeah, before Deidre, they would come to me, and I'm like, no.
Even now,
even then before Deidre came along, it was like, they come talk to me, and I'm like,
my clique and stuff. We'll see you get that work.
Yeah,
it was always this man,
and I'm just like, nah, that ain't me because I didn't want the responsibility. Plus, I know from being in the game when they want you to be ahead. But then when you treat everybody equal, and then they be like, well, you should have gave me a little bit more lingers than you gave him. And you don't do it, people break away and they get angry and they want to do this and they want to do that. So I didn't want that because I knew that when if I run things, there's nobody better than nobody. Not even myself. There's times where, that for real. There's times where I have felt that I was not doing what I was supposed to do. And I've had people perform in the camp and not me. I wouldn't get up and minister because I felt like I wasn't right at that time. Yeah. You get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And I had people minister even then. And so I've even punished myself by not doing that. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. So, and then when the thing don't go the way I wanted to go or it don't look the way I want to look, I'm like, see, if you would have been there and you would have been doing what you was doing, you could have been, you get what I'm saying? So that's my thing. And I think that we don't do that. And that's what I'm talking about with these artists. Yeah. And even with this birthday bash thing, man, if you honestly think it's going to be something where how you treated before, you know what I'm saying? Like for real. Like, you don't sing your music on time. Ooh. Okay. We're going to let you think you're still doing that. Where your music? Oh, I didn't. Okay. You remember we told you to send it that Thursday, July the 6th, and you sent it July the 15th. Oh, we didn't get that down. We stopped accepting. I'm sorry. We put somebody else on the list. Like for real, because like artists act like Christian artists act like they superstars, man. A lot of them do. They act like they superstars, and then you ask them to do something, they want to do it on their time. And I'm like, dude, do you realize you're saying you are a Christian? Yeah. Like you're not in the world no more.
And it's crazy because I could see, from when I first started doing that, and I just remember that rush of, again, going back to my Clear Vision days, like being in that group setting like that. Mm-hmm. I do remember that feeling of just like, having to remind yourself that, you do this for God because like suddenly, you up there, I remember when I first joined in with them, when it was literally just 3 of us. I remember we did a show, this church called Divinity in Norcross. Real big, real dope looking church, nice sound, everything. And I just remember like we literally did a real dope performance. And I just remember how like things were just like, next thing I knew it was like, oh, this church wants, that church wants, this church wants, that. And you kind of try to, it's like that does try to creep on you because like, next thing you know, you keep it so busy, it kind of puts that on you where you kind of feel superstar-esque almost, right? But there's ways to really, you just got to keep yourself super humble.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do.
You cannot let that get over you because, again, you have this talent because of God.
That's right.
What you do because of God.
That's
God
right.
brought you from somewhere. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's why it's like I literally, even now as a solo artist like that, I still say that to myself. Like, I don't care what level you on, how high you get, how many people say you dope, none of that. Like, look, bro. You are where you at because of God, man. You do this for God, and this is this. You know what I'm saying? Like this is a God-given talent, man. Because I never thought I'd be rapping. Never. So like the fact that if you told me this 10, 15 years ago, like, hey man, you're gonna be a rapper, a lot of folks gonna say, man, hear your stuff, like, hey bro, you sound like J. Cole out here, bro. You dope, man. You got this like this vibe to you. Yeah. I've been like laughing in your face, like, bro, because I'm so shy and secluded deep down before then. Nah, no way you tell me God would use me to be out there doing that. So it's a mentality, man. It's gotta stop as much as possible. And sometimes, like you said, it's just a matter of if an artist is in a clique and he has that superstar mentality, and what is your head like? Because if your head in that clique, as you mentioned, if that head person that's over this clique is not right and not humble enough, you're not gonna be humble enough because they're not gonna check you.
Yeah,
exactly.
You know? So it falls down to the head, man. The head of the household, man. That's key.
Okay, and yeah, all right. It's most things I can say about that, but we'll leave that alone.
Oh,
But what I want to ask you something. When you put music together, okay, put it this way. What is your main objective? Like, let's take God out of it, right? Okay. And I know people, he want to take God. No, that's not what I mean. What I mean is, because here's the thing. Christian artists had this thing where as long as they say Jesus in the song 50,000 times, or you can say even demons know who Jesus is and they said his name and all this stuff. Demons sat in the front of the pew. You know what I'm saying? They sat on the front row. This is not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, what is it that you are trying to, besides getting saved, and besides giving your life to God, what is it that you HILITE is trying to put out there? Like, who are you trying to reach? And I know you can say everybody, and that sound cliche and all this stuff, but like when I say who you're trying to reach, I mean like we all got a million of us somewhere out there in the world. Yeah. But what are we? You know what I'm saying? Do that make sense? Like, what are we and what are you trying to reach? Like, who are you trying to reach? What is the base of people you're trying to reach?
Man, you know, that's so crazy because I used to ask myself that question a lot, right? Because when I first started doing this, you know, you had that on fire stage. Everybody went through it, right?
Yeah.
And you, like you said, you put Jesus in everything. Jesus this, Jesus that. Jesus that. Because when I went back, I went back and listened to some of my older verses and things like that, how I felt. And it was like, yeah, I remember that phase. You know, you've been there. But then as you start maturing, you start going through some things and you realize, all right, cool. You know what? Jesus don't necessarily have to be in every song, but that don't mean I'm not talking about him because there's a way to flip your message where they gonna know you reflect. Like, so to those who know my music, for example, like I did a song about anime, right? And I know G know that song. I remember he first told me about that when he first heard it. I remember you even told Chelsea guy, I know he was like, man, it's not really my type of song, but like you still respect it in terms of where it was going with it. Yeah. Okay, so that was my way of saying, all right, reaching audiences that are either relatable like me and just being themselves.
There you go.
Right? Or, you know, I also thought about, okay, well, you grew up in church. You didn't grow up in the streets, right? And I remember I used to think, okay, my audience was reaching out to the church people until I realized and started finding out people outside of church, like in the streets or just, you know, whatever. They would hear my music and be like, how like, bro, man, hey, you changing me, bro. Like your music changing me. Like, and I didn't even realize it until they would share a story, or I would just see how they changing over time. Like, you know, just from like listening or watching what God was using me to do. And it was like, okay, well, I started having a thought of like, okay, maybe my music is for the people outside of the church because, you know, it was like apparently it's reaching them more than I thought it was really gonna do, because I knew, like, as a church kid, you know, I was like, well, I want to write about kind of like what you guys talk about on this podcast, like whatever the church didn't talk about. You know, I knew a lot of Christian rappers from ones I knew of before I found out about more of them going forth, just from when this was an early stage. I like a lot of them were just rapping about Jesus, but they weren't rapping about like what the church go through on the inside. No substance. Right? And I wanted to write about that and just make, you know, like storytelling songs and stuff like that. So now over the years to this present day, it's all about just telling a story, painting a picture for me where, you know, whether it's in a turn up way, whether it's in a lyrical way, whether it's in a taking something like anime and just literally putting that in a song and reaching a whole anime audience where they catching it because of the bars, not knowing that I'm putting a light in that at the same time. And that either is going to convict them at some point down the line or before they know it, because in that anime community, you'll have a lot of people that probably far from Christian. Is huge. It's huge. And you know, it's crazy to see how many kids really love it now. But you know, it's the community in its own right. There are a lot of people that take that a little too serious, and they really practice what that anime do. So you got to be too careful not to get too deep into that. But like, it's one of the things where I could tell for those people that's that deep in it.
And see, that's my thing. Like, I commend you on this because when you remember when I told you that, it's like that's not my cup of tea, you know. But I commend you on it because you are being you.
Yeah.
And you are one of those people that like animated. You know, you just like animated things. You are. I used to like them things, and I used to watch them. My son would tell you, like I watched them, but some kind of way, I kind of grew out of it or grew away from it. This other stuff started getting my attention.
Right.
But my thing is, I tell people this all the time. I go, just because you're from the hood, don't mean nothing. It doesn't mean that you're the only one with problems. Rich people have problems. Poor people have problems. Middle class people have problems. Homeless people have problems. So, what do rich people problems have? I mean, you have. Picture this. You grew up without a father.
Yep.
I grew up without a father. We know what it's like not to have a father.
Right.
But you know what's worse? To have a father in your home and not even know him. And what I mean by that is have a father that just work all the time and he think that all he's supposed to do is just buy you everything and just give you all the money in the world. You living right. You got all this money in the world, but you never see him. But like once a month, you see him. And when you see him, he doing him against some sleep and headed right back out the door. That's worse. I prefer my father to just go.
Yeah.
Like for real. Like if I don't know my dad, like my dad in my home, and I don't know him, I prefer him to just go. Just go on about your business. Because that's way worse than you get what I'm saying. When you got a father that's in the house, and it's like, and people don't get that. They get because see, poor people look at it like, but you got all this money, but I don't get to spend time with my dad, or I don't get to spend time with my mom, or I don't see them. I'm just really, oh man, I would love to be in a house where I could just run everything myself. Yeah, and that's what gets you in trouble. That's why a lot of rich kids end up getting a murder case or getting this type of stuff because they feel, or they getting into the drugs. And trust me, I know some rich people. And when I say rich, I'm talking about people who can buy planes, jets, and their son and daughter is on drugs and don't lost their mind because it wasn't around. But people think because you got money, people really think money is the. I used to think like that. I used to think, well, if I got money, I'm straight.
Yeah.
You gotta worry about that. I'm straight. My family's straight. Then I started kicking it with cats that got money. I started seeing that their dad went around, their mom around, or they got drugs here, they got drugs there, or they doing this or doing that. It's like, whoa. Your problem is this problem, and my problem is this problem, but we both have problems.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? And
everybody got their own demon.
Yeah.
It's a real thing.
It's real. And that's why I was saying, like, even with you anime, those anime people need to hear from you. They need you speak their lingo. Yeah. And that's why, like, and I hate to say this, but it's because it sounds like I'm finna promote something. But I doing an album. The album coming out is called Therapy, and then the next one is called Street Lingo. And that's the thing. Like, I speak streets, but I don't speak doctors. I don't speak anime. I don't speak all this other stuff. Right. So that's your job. But your job is just as important as my job. Just important. And that's what people feel. That's what people fail to realize.
No, you're right. I mean, there's, it's funny because another, and shout out to G, man, you know what I'm saying? Because, he always producing, man. We got something cooked up. Where just like when you talked about communities, it's another community, with me just being me. I grew up being such a fan of pro wrestling over the years.
There you go. I love wrestling, but I don't love it no more. I don't like it no more.
I feel
I don't like it no more. It ain't like it used to be.
It ain't like it used to be. You're right. It's not. Especially these days, bro.
But wrestling's still big.
It was
still
big.
huge.
Yeah. And it's got such a huge community, especially again, just like anime now in today's world where everybody's just like carefree and like I'm me, accept it, take it or love it, and they ain't closet with it no more. That's a whole big community where you find out a lot of my friends in school, when I moved from school to school, first friend I ever would make would be from watching wrestling half the time. It was like all of a sudden we started talking about it. Then I just made a whole new friend, and we talk about other stuff outside of that too, right? And so like, you know, I did, you know, I got a little song, you know, shout out to G, produced it, you know what I mean, coming soon. And you know, it's dedicated, you know, to the Hardy Boys, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, and like,
what is it?
It's called Hardy Boys, you know, that was my favorite tag team. You know, shout out to the Hardys, you know.
That's actually when I stopped watching wrestling.
Right around that time?
When it, after they had the WrestleMania match.
Oh yeah.
And it was the retirement match, and they lost. After WrestleMania 25, I stopped watching.
That was it. You're right. That was and it was crazy because a lot of people kind of dropped off around that time.
Cold turkey.
You know what I'm saying? It's different.
Got healed from the drug. Cold turkey.
After that, I was mad because my dude was out. Yeah. And then Shawn Michaels, then Undertaker Shawn Michaels fought.
Yep.
That was my other dog, Shawn Michaels lost. And he had to retire.
and I was like,
And I think people need to look at each other and be like, don't look down on me because I like video games.
Exactly.
Don't look down on you because you like anime. Right. Don't look down on him because he's in a community of whatever it is. Yeah. And I think because everybody got their own little community.
They do.
And like they be killing me. Like even this is another subject, but this subject is on with the marriage thing. Because we're gonna have marriage month. Hopefully if everything all right. We're gonna have marriage month, and I'm hoping that we get some women. I don't know why y'all scared to come on here. Nobody's hit me up, but we'll hopefully get some women and some men on here. But like how the woman tell the man, I feel like this, and this is how I feel. Like the woman to tell the man, grow up, stop playing video games. Do you really understand? First of all, do you understand, right?
That's $1 million community.
But not even that. Let's take that.
I know, I'm just saying.
Yeah. But do you understand, first of all, what is growing up? If the bills are took care of, you're right. I'm spending time with you. And even if I'm not spending all the time you want me to spend, but I'm spending time with you, what's the problem? I'm not cheating on you. Not only that, do you understand that a man play a video game most times because it puts him in a world where he controls it? Yeah. Because when he had to come home from work or come home from certain things that he has to, you don't know if
it'd be a therapy session.
Yeah, it's a therapy. Like you don't know if I just got into it with cops and they just did some foul jump, made me feel less than a king. Yeah. Or I came from this spot and they just make me feel, and then I come home and now I gotta feel like, come on. That's another topic, y'all. Listen, anybody who hear this, come in that and marriage month. This we really want to hit those topics and those subjects and really get down and dirty with that jump. But I'm just saying, but I'm just saying, stop looking at people because they're in a certain community that you just don't know about or don't agree with, or you don't you don't understand. It's the same way like us. We black people didn't understand us, so they hated us. They feel what they don't know, or they feel what they don't understand. Right. And it's the same way. So my thing is like, we've got to start to know each other. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Start looking at each other and go, man, why you like that? Mm-hmm. Oh, okay, cool. You know what I'm saying? Like, find some interest amongst each other instead of just saying, man, I like be messing with them anime child. That ain't me. That cat lying. He like, no, you can't do that. You know what I'm saying? Because what you doing might be lying to him. Yeah. So it just killed me with this cool thing where everybody feel like this word cool. You know what I'm saying? Like, X that word out. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Just be yourself and stuff. But boy, you just don't know.
You understand. See, being cool, that's lame.
Yeah.
See, I'm cooler than cool.
What's cooler than cool?
Ice cold.
That ain't right. But for real though, man, they for real. It just, man, we just got to do better in the community as ourselves and anything. And I think that's the thing, like with CHH. You know the thing about CHH?
What's that?
Some of them become a Christian artist. Me and Mark were talking about this yesterday.
Okay.
Some of us Christian artists become a Christian artist, and we become hard. Mm-hmm. We more street now. We more street now than we was when we was in the streets.
Yeah.
We so gangster now.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Yeah. We want to wear it all black, we want to put the grills in our mouth, and we want to do certain things. Like people don't even realize, like, and I'm gonna say this because I know a lot of people ain't gonna like that, and a lot of people might get mad about that. I don't care, man. Listen. I feel I was the first to come in with the bottom grill.
Ooh.
Then I started seeing a lot of other people getting bottom grills, right?
Come on.
Just like I was the first. I feel, maybe I'm wrong. That's why I say I feel. I feel like I was the first one to do the back thing, you know. And I started seeing other people with back. I started doing we brought out the Made for Christ bandanas, and then I started seeing other bandanas.
Like I started chain gang.
So, hey, listen.
I don't care because
we started
really rocking a lot.
A lot of Christians was not wearing jewelry, dog.
Yeah,
they was like a lot. We started wearing jewelry. One thing about me, I didn't change. I see people put on jewelry and put on stuff, and then it made them feel like they was gangster.
Come on.
I was wearing jewelry and wearing this stuff and doing stuff because that was us. Yeah. That was me. That's what I've been like that. Yeah. Just because you didn't see me for a while. Because what happened was I started going to this church, and this church made me feel like I shouldn't wear that.
Come on.
That's not the clean you. And honestly, that wasn't me.
To church with a jersey.
Yes,
jeans,
with some jeans,
5 Air Force 1s on.
I'm for real.
With a chain, they're like,
come on. And they made me,
the Lord.
Exactly. And they made me feel like you couldn't do this. Yeah. So I stopped doing it, thinking that's the way you clean yourself up, not understanding that it was a heart thing. Yeah. You can dress any kind of way or do anything you want. Yeah. Killers wear suits. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And lanes wear jerseys. So either way, it didn't matter. You knew what you was by the way that you walked. But I'm just saying, and I know some people going to hear this, and I know some are going to feel a certain way. But I'm just being 100. They probably going to try and sneak this. I don't heard some sneak disses and all that stuff before. It ain't what it is, man. I just speak the truth. We speak the truth. And if I'm wrong, Lord, forgive me. If I'm wrong, then y'all forgive. Y'all just forgive me.
I really feel like
forgive me.
I ain't seen a lot of people rocking tennis chains. Until I had a tennis chain.
Listen, a lot of people were doing certain things. They felt like they didn't supposed to do certain things, or they felt like they couldn't.
I feel like
even some of your artists that's bigger than us.
Yeah.
I see doing certain things that's on my friend. My friend.
I should rock the custom.
But man, listen, Made for Christ. Listen, I'm gonna tell you something. Made for Christ has. Because we speak so much truth, some people would tell us, "Man, shut up." Mm-hmm. But I'm not in this game to try and be rich, and I'm not in this game to try and be on Interscope or try to be on 116 or try to be on any other stuff. Yeah. That's not why I entered this game. I entered this game because I want to tell the truth. I want to be real. I want to be 100, and I want to have fun. Yeah. I wanted to let people know.
Our main thing.
Yeah, to let people know that Christians can have fun and just be yourself.
Exactly.
And that's why, like, even with you, like, I kick it with you, and because you are you.
Yeah.
That's it. Like that's it. You can't. Anytime we say highlight, I'm gonna tell you what we do. I'm gonna be 100.
Come on.
Either G or Chris. I'll be like, this highlight, man.
Oh yeah. I'm gonna show you how I go.
For real.
Look, every time they be like, haha, what up, man? What up, man? It's your boy Highlight, man. What's up?
So I mean, and they be like, man, that's my boy.
Well, we ain't gonna lie. We used to say you had the famous laugh.
Yeah.
You had that. Ha 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 ha.
I'm gonna tell you who beat you, and we gonna get him on the show. But I'm gonna tell you who beat you, John Wayne.
Oh yeah,
John Wayne got that Hollywood laugh.
John Wayne, you my boy. When you laugh, I remember the first time I thought something wrong with him. I ain't gonna lie to you. First time I seen John Wayne laugh, I thought something wrong. Cause you know he'd be like, like, oh shit, like
what happened?
Because it was so quick.
I be thinking something going down. I'm looking around like, what did he see? Is there a spirit I need to be aware of? Like, I promise you, the first time I seen him laugh, I looked around. I didn't see nothing. Like, I didn't see no danger, nothing in my head, and I was saying it out my mouth. I was saying, I feel the blood of Jesus. I feel the blood of Jesus. Because I didn't know what was going on. I didn't know if it was some.
But that was how he laughed.
He could see, but it don't mess with me until I realized, oh, this is John Wayne.
Yeah.
But I ain't
because he would go. Yeah, because he would go. John Wayne would go.
Because he'll do a lot. Like if it's super funny, he'll be loud with it too. Yeah. And he just stop. I'm like, oh.
I never seen anybody stop a laugh on point like that.
And it's not like, you know, like how Kanye, you'll catch him and then when he see himself. No, like that's just how he laughs. Like it don't matter what time of day, nothing. He just laugh and he stop.
Man, that's
crazy. So one more thing, man, before we get ready to get up out of here. If you had the opportunity where you knew the youth or someone, boy or girl, male or female, big, old or young, if you knew they was about to do something stupid or do something dangerous or do something that's going to cause them to lose their life or go to hell or whatever, how would you approach them, right? And what would you say to them? What could you say to them?
You know, as far as what to say, it usually depends on what that situation is.
Mm-hmm. Let's just say, let's say they about to shoot somebody. They about to go hurt somebody.
Okay.
Because we got a lot of that with bullying and stuff. So let's say, hey, finna go take care of this bully.
All right, so, you know, for me, that's kind of the easy one because I actually got bullied before as a kid, you know, going back to that being me thing, man. Mm-hmm. But, you know, a lot of times it wasn't even just for being me. It was just my weight back then, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Being a chubby kid or whatever. Just like it was either that or it was my last name, Dickie. So a lot of times,
I understand.
Yeah,
Listen, I want to say something. I remember when I first found out that, and Krista told me that, I was like, man, you know HILITE last name? What is he doing? Go by HILITE or whatever? I kept trying to find you on Facebook.
Yeah.
And then she's like, his name is, you know, I ain't gonna put your whole government, but okay, so his name was Dwayne Dickie. I was like, what? And she was like, I was like, because that's not his name. Like,
there's no way.
She's like, no, that's his name. Like, no, it's not. She went in there and typed it in. It's like, that's
like,
his
this
name.
Man's name is HILITE.
Yeah.
How you gonna have?
But it's the same thing. Like they call me Chosen. My name Willie.
Exactly. Is Willie short for something?
No,
it's just Willie.
No, real talk.
Wow.
I remember when I found out that last name was Office. It was like, wait, so his last name is Office for real? Like that's a last name?
Yeah.
You know,
a lot of people say
that.
A lot of people say that, man.
So I get it, but to answer your question, I mean, given the fact that I could kind of relate to the whole bullying thing a little bit, it was never like too extreme where I had that kind of moment with anybody where I wanted. I do remember there was a time like I wanted to fight, you know, like I was like I had
throw hands, we some real ones.
I wanted to fight, you know what I'm saying? Like I was just angry and teachers had to like pull me back and everything because I was about ready to like swing on dude. This was like middle school, but I mean like aside from that, you know, I never really just like wanted to pull no. I don't like guns, so I never really even thought about trying to pull no gun. Nobody. Luckily, I never had knew anybody with one and be like, oh, let me take this to school one day. But if it was that type of situation and I knew about it and I could see it, then I would do my best to, you know, y'all know me for being me. So a lot of times when I'm around people, I guess because I'm so like just me, you know, from a laugh or a smile or just something, I have a way where I can literally connect with people without even really trying. It's like a natural little gift in a way, right? Where it's like a lot of times I could find a way to put a smile on that person's face. So if I saw the anger, because you know it's going to show on your face a little bit.
Yeah.
Now, some people, they have a way of hiding it where you really can't tell. But I feel like in that moment, if it was one of those where you can't tell, God would use me to still find a way to just kind of maneuver in there a little bit, like, and find a way to make them laugh, you know, whether it could be like maybe they have a shirt. Let's say they had a shirt with Stone Cold Steve Austin or something on it, right? And I'm over there and I do like a Stone Cold Steve Austin voice with a phrase and make them laugh a little bit, you know. Then all of a sudden, you know, I start talking to them, and then, you know, it would just be one of those situations where as I'm talking to them, maybe I would find that slight opening, that window.
Okay.
And this is just how really just in my approach with people in general when it comes to ministering. Like I'm not the type that will minister to people directly. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times it'll be conversation that just be regular. And the moment that window opened, it's a coworker that I did that with, like literally gave him all the confirmation that he needed to really try to like get right. Like we just started talking, and I was talking about, you know, we were talking about life, and I was talking about the album. And then next thing I know, he was looking me up, and then was telling me what the album was about, where it came from. Then we started having to talk about Jesus. You know what I mean? And it just kind of started going from there, and I started just kind of find myself ministering to him. So with that, like, if this kid was in a similar situation where it's like I could feel like, okay, yeah, something's wrong, like you're getting bullied, or I feel like there's a hurt in you somewhere. A lot of times, I would just talk regular, find that common something that I can relate to from them, talk to them from that, and then just naturally transition the subject. And then whatever God gives me to say inspirational to that person to make them feel better, it flows. Because it just, to me, it just flows like water, man. God will just use me, and the words will just come out in a way. And then it's just like, after that, when I see And they may even tell me, they may not tell me what they were going through as far as what they almost were about to do. Usually it does happen where they would tell me. And if it was a case where he was like, yo, I was about to take my life, or I was about to take this person's life, I'd be like, man, God, I would just break down to God. I was like secretly myself, like, God, that's crazy that you just really use me like that. And I just would just cry out like, God, thank you for allowing me to just save a life like that. Or, you know, or if it was a situation where, let's say, God forbid, something did happen to that person, if I had that moment to still just put a light in them where they, you know, gave their life to Christ in or something in a way, even then it still would just be one of those things where it's like, God, thank you for just using me as a vessel to just instill some type of light in that person as they, you know, go forward. You know?
Cool. So, what do you say to somebody who want to give up right now? How would you like they're about to give up, they're about to just either go back to the world, they're about to end it all. What would you say to them, or how do you encourage them now? This is 9 times. That could be somebody listening right now. You know what I'm saying? And that you influence. So, like, if they're here now, what would you say to them?
So I would say 2 things. Number one, if it's like what Chosen said earlier with a quote you mentioned about, you know, you said Martin King, Rosa Parks, and you mentioned black leaders. What if they gave up? How we still be slaves? If Jesus said he gave up right then and there when he was talking about it, remember when he said, "Is there any other way?" And he still said, "Thy will be done," even after the fact. Imagine if Jesus himself literally was just like, "No, man, I can't go through this persecution. That's it. I give up. This is enough." Like, just from that one whiplash in the skin, or just from that one piercing of the nail, and just like, yo, nah, I can't.
And it's crazy because he did try.
He did.
Like, why you good? Like, I don't want to go through this.
He tried to give up.
Yeah.
And I would tell you, I'd say, look, in what you do, man, you know, whether you are like us, Christian rappers, or maybe you a Christian painter, maybe you are, you know, a motivational speaker, a Christian fashion designer. There's so many different avenues for everybody out there. God got a calling for everybody in some way
to do something.
And I would say, if there was a moment you went through all this persecution, the trials, the tribulations, and you felt like giving up, just keep telling yourself, what if Jesus really gave up? And then remind yourself, Jesus didn't give up, because I got redeemed because of what Jesus went through, even when Jesus wanted to give up, and he did. So why should I, right? And then I know my mom used to always say that, you know, in terms of being, you know, sometimes it's a matter of what if I'm not being liked very well or very well recepted. I just want to give up because I can just blend back in, you know, since nobody wants to accept what I'm doing. Well, you know, I'm going hard for Christ, and nobody wants to go hard with me. Like, let's say I'm rapping about God, and man, you know, I'm in a secular crowd rapping about God, and not one, everybody walk out the room. I remember being in Memphis once, seeing some gospel rappers come in. I wasn't even a gospel rapper at the time yet, but I remember seeing it. And I respected it just as somebody who grew up in church.
Yeah.
They came up in a club and just started rapping about God.
Wow.
And I watched people just start walking out, because everybody before them was like secular and turning up. It was all turned up. And that stage just started flooding, just crowd just started walking outside, people just out there talking, smoking, or just acting like, oh yeah, they in here. Because they made it known, like, hey, first of all, we give honor and glory to Jesus because we do this for him. They walked out the building. It was only like 2 or 3 people that stayed and sat there and just respected that. Wow. Them dudes could have gave up.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So I'm saying to you, literally, they didn't like Jesus at all. So what makes you think they're gonna like you, man?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Don't give up because you feel unliked or you feel unwanted. I done been there. I know Made for Christ have been there. We done all been there in terms of just like wanting to just throw the hands up and give up.
What you talking about?
It's easy. That's the easy way out.
Yeah, it's hard.
You know what I'm saying? That's literally, I would call that spiritual suicide. Is what that is. You know what I'm saying? Like, now they say suicide is the easy way out. Like, man, you take the easy way out, just trying to take your life away. Now you give yourself a chance to live. You know, you just because it's like, oh, because bills start hitting, you want to take yourself out. Oh, because credit hit, you want to take yourself out. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, because you got kids now and you don't want to be responsible as a father or a mother, you want to take your life. Nah, man, that's easy. You know what I'm saying? So it's like same thing on the spiritual realm, man. Like that spiritual suicide to just give up and just act like God ain't God. Man. God is God.
Wow.
And God has shown me too many times how real God is, and for me never to not believe. He reunited me with my Father. He reunited me with, I watched him as he took my cousin away with cancer, healed her with cancer.
Mm.
And then she went back into the world and God gave the cancer back to her. And even when that happened, she didn't get to survive that time around, but she still had an opportunity to give herself up to Christ before passing away.
Mm.
And again, too many times when I lost my grandma, I could have gave up back in 2010 when my grandma died, because she was the biggest influence in my life when it comes to Christ.
Mm.
I could have gave up back then because it was like I felt like a piece of me was gone, but you know what? I never did. So all I'm saying is, hold on to that views you got. Hold on to your spiritual leaders. You know what I mean? You feel like that, talk to your spiritual leaders. Talk to God. You know what I'm saying? If your spiritual leaders ain't there, you talk to God. And when it feels awkward or it feels too alone or too quiet to do it, man, put that pride aside and really just sit there and get down. If you got to put worship music on, whatever you got to do.
Mm. I want to go back to something right quick.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna ask you one more thing, and then that's it. I think that's it.
Right.
But I want to say this for anybody who took this the wrong way about us saying we started certain things first, or we feel like we start things first. We're not saying it. I'm happy that we have some type of influence over you, right?
Yeah.
They ain't gonna like that. But at the same time, I wish we had the right influence over you on how to be a Christian the right way.
Right.
Like it's like some of them are do what we do just to get views or just to get something, or they feel like that's the it.
Yeah.
But it's like follow us when it comes to being a Christian, a real Christian or a right Christian. Mm. So that's my thing with that one. I just want to go back to that because but anyway, that's one. And I want to ask you something. Is it something that you have done, or do you feel that there's something that you have done that somebody else don't did, or you don't see other people do?
Actually, yeah. Well, you know what? I'd say right now, these days, that's probably me with this championship belt that I be carrying around when I do a show from time to time.
That is true.
I don't see no Christian rappers doing that. I know Pastor Troy used to do that.
Listen,
I'm
I'm
saying?
Gonna tell you something. When I got that belt from you, I like, he ain't getting that belt. I'm gonna rock that belt.
I'm the king.
I'm the king, guys. That's how it felt good.
It felt good, right?
Yeah.
And like the whole purpose behind it, man, in case anybody ever wanted to know, because I do it because it's a sign to represent the fact that everybody is a winner, especially when you on the winning team, you're serving God. You a winner regardless. You know what I'm saying? Even when you felt like you lost, you a winner, and that championship belt is a reminder. Because guess what? With a belt, you work for that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You got to go through so much to try to get that belt. And when you finally got it and you raised that, man, it's
best feeling in the world.
That's why, any wrestler,
best feeling in the world,
I know you can relate to that. Think about how many wrestlers you saw that sat there and cried, bro, when they first won. They had it like this, looking at that, and they holding that thing up like, and the crowd just going nuts because they happy for that person.
Then when they get up and they hit one of these,
and
everybody go wild.
And
I'm gonna go back and watch.
What people fail to realize, what people fail to realize is that they're not crying thinking that's a strip, like that's a script. They're crying because you got to think. They built their icon, and God was with them, or whoever helped them build what they built to get to where they get. So
that's not even just WrestleMania. Like stuff like that. Like you got the boxing, you got the
everything,
UFC, like all that stuff. Like, dude,
like you have to build to get there.
Get knocked out here.
Yeah,
like even in wrestling, I know a lot of people say it's fake. But accidents, a lot of accidents do happen.
Yes,
like a lot of people do actually get pulled out on a stretcher and stuff like that because they're a slip up and jump. So it's like, dude,
I'm gonna say wrestling.
I'm
gonna say wrestling is scripted because you can't say people can't say it's fake because look how many people die
like that. It's scripted. It ain't fake.
Think about this. When you get out there and jump as many times as they jump, let's see you do it.
Yeah.
When you get on those ropes and rock those tight lines like the Undertaker, and you have to walk that tight line, let's see you do it.
No, not even.
It's work. Yeah, just get slammed the right way.
Power drive, DDT, RKO.
The right way.
The right way. Yeah, come on.
Any of that. If you never, then you don't know.
Yeah, like I want to see people get out there and do that for real.
That'd be my argument for every time. Like, I remember shout out to Legacy, from Fresh Leftovers Radio. I remember we had to talk about that one time. He said, "Man, you changed my whole perspective, brother." Like I had to say, I was like, "Look, man, hey, I feel what y'all mean because y'all right. It's scripted in terms of outcome determination, but what's problem? The thing is, you still trained to do this.
Oh, when you say legacy, you talking about dreads legacy?
Yeah.
Oh, what's that legacy? What's that? I didn't realize what you talking about. I'm like, that name sound familiar. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I was just, but it's just letting people know, man. No matter what it is, wrestling, boxing, everything. There's a belt to everything. The NBA champ Jordan cried when he won his first championship.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
it's the sweat, blood, and tears, man.
Seeing that it paid off.
Yeah. If I'm not mistaken, I think LeBron cried when he won his first championship.
He cried too.
Yeah, that's why it's just again, man.
Everybody has cried.
That's my way of showing, and the kids love it. And it's the way of putting smiles on the kids.
And it's the way of being able to speak to them.
Yeah.
Because they be like, oh, that belt feels so real. And when I say so real, it feels like the authentic thing.
Yeah, it feels like that's what they use.
Yeah. Exactly, bro.
And everybody out there holding, dang, that thing got some weight to it.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
So, let me get that job.
Come on. You see what I'm saying? That's why I'm like, bro, like,
I had flashback.
So for anybody out there,
I had the John Cena spinner belt.
So for anybody out there, HILITE was the first to do it in this CHH. When it comes to that belt, we know that.
I started it really.
And I've seen some CHHs out there rocking around with some belts.
Yeah.
I seen one or two of them rocking around with some belts.
HILITE had that one. He like, nah, this ain't enough.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm finna go get
custom made.
Yeah.
I said, oh, this man gonna come out with a real custom made belt.
We had to give him the custom.
I'm like, oh, this hard.
Yeah. When you do stuff like that and you copy people, it started to tell me you in.
I think I might go buy me a belt, man.
Especially if you don't give what's that word? Reference or
props.
Whatever
props, but
I can't think of the word to the person who did it. Like, hey man, I got this championship belt cause HILITE, man. I seen what he was rocking. And I feel like I'm a champion too. And I feel like da. So I'm gonna give homage. That's it, homage. But y'all who not giving those homages to the people that start things or doing things, and I'm not the first person to put a grill in my mouth or to wear jewelry or to do this or do that. Not the first person. But I feel like we was the first one. Maybe Christ was the first one to start rocking it real hard when as a CHH. And we felt like, hey, we just gonna be us. We love jewelry. We ain't gonna take this stuff off.
Come on. Hey, so, you know what? And I'm gonna tell y'all, you know what? This is a throwback for y'all too. I'm gonna tell y'all another thing HILITE was definitely doing first. In case any other artists out there doing. Y'all remember when we first met? We went on the Reebok tour. Y'all remember how I used to have these little glow shoes? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And we were like, you know what? Deja called you Glow Boy. That's what Deja called you.
Calling that for me.
Yeah, she called you that for a long.
At first, we kind of jumped you. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah.
We was like, this is corny, your name. HILITE. I mean, I understand your name, HILITE.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, really?
Really?
Yeah. Exactly. And then it was like,
then it kind of like, hold
on. I'm liking that.
It was a
that's him.
It was a different.
That's his thing.
Right.
And I seen it. I'm like, hold on.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
HILITE might be on to something.
And my kids started liking it. The girls started rocking them. Genesis them all them started rocking it. And I'm like, he got something going.
Yeah.
And that's what I started. Then do 100 with you.
Like, he need to make his own.
Yeah, and the B100 with you, that's what made me start realizing what you might think is lame, other people might not, and you stop calling people lame because it's something either you won't do or it's not in your lane. Don't mean it's lame.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's one thing about us. Like, we're not afraid to tell you what we thought about it, what we said. Because I'm not talking behind nobody's back.
Come on.
I'm not going to talk behind your back and smile in your face.
Yeah.
How I feel is how I feel. What I say is what I say.
Oh, yeah. You was getting. I ain't gonna lie, you was getting jumped up.
Yeah, because they was like, man, we not understanding him. We like, I'm not understanding it. Like, what are you doing?
Okay,
and then he came in with the glasses and and they're like, what is he doing? And then all of a sudden, people around started rocking it. I don't even know why you stopped it. Like, for real.
I need to get back on that.
I'm being 100 with you because my kids rock that stuff because like they rock they went and got the glasses or the shoes or whatever. Yeah. My daughter liked that anyway. My Genesis, she liked it. She liked it, but you just helped her like, okay. You know what I'm saying? So it was like, anyway, that's
but you did start that. Cause I remember even like when we started going to shows, Jenny was out. She felt like a step.
What?
That girl felt like a step.
How I gonna be there? Yes, wearing these shoes. Yeah, I'm dead serious. I'm dead serious.
That girl felt like a champion for real. Like that girl was a stepper. You
Yeah.
couldn't tell her nothing.
Yeah, you couldn't tell her nothing.
That's something to definitely bring back. And I think a lot of times what kind of kept me from doing it all the time was because like sometimes a lot of shows would be outdoors. Yeah. You can't really wear those. It would have to be like if I do start bringing that back, I got to do it only when it's like indoors, like what we did with Revo Tour. Like
bring 2 pair of shoes.
Yeah, facts.
Start bringing 2. You know what I'm saying? Keep them things charged. Put them in the book bag. We inside, bet, go. We outside, bet, go. You know what I'm saying? So that's how you do it. All right. So this is it. What do you have any places or any websites, anything that you want people to reach you at, or where can they find you?
Oh, for sure, man. So we got the website up, www.hilitereal.net. We just had to revamp that thing, man. So that's where you can find all my music. I'm about to start exclusive like mixtapes or freestyles that I do. I'm just gonna tell you, hey, just head to the website if you want it. Like you'll see me post a snippet on IG, and then be like, hey, head to the website if you want that jump forward.
Quick question.
That's what's up.
Is it highlight how you spell it with the dash, or is it just highlight?
Oh, just highlight real.
Okay, cool. I just wanted to clarify that because I know me. Yeah. I know you be putting that dash in there, so I'll add that in there. So all right, cool.
Yeah. So for the website purposes, I didn't even put the dash in. I said www.hilitereal.net, and you just go there, man. All those things, man. Shout out to everybody that's been streaming and showing the album love. I just dropped the album a couple weeks ago.
Why you ain't never did no album release?
Man, I did a listening party, but the album release was so tough because I had a lot going on where it was tough to kind of like set up a location. So I still may do a little something.
This is why you do album releases with 1 or 2 more artists.
Yeah.
It brings a unit together. The reason why I say that is because like the people that like me get to know you. The people that know you get to know me. The people that know us get to know whoever else, and it builds your fan base. You get what I'm saying? Like we don't market right. That's another thing to talk about. The way Christians market, because we so about us instead of about being like spreading the word together. Let leave that one because we run out of time on what you call it.
Hey, Bobby, if you want to hear it, go over to the YouTube.
They can't because we got suspended.
No, it's back up.
Okay.
It started running again.
Okay.
You can go to the Facebooks or the YouTube days.
Come on.
And and watch the rest. Come on, man.
Let's go.
Listen, no.
I want to. It's just so. I just.
Okay, go ahead. Knock that out now.
Come on.
Man. All right, listen. I feel like the reason why it's like that is because it came from that New York mentality. Ooh. I just want to say it because think about it. And this is something I had thought about recently. Even today, I was thinking about it. New York got that king mentality. Ooh. Think about almost every artist that came out of New York. What was they screaming? I'm the king of New York now. Yeah. I'm the king of New York. Who's the king of New York? And it's like that top dog mentality. And I feel like that because of where it originated from, then they want to bring it down here.
For the South one having the South family.
But I feel like that's where.
We're not family in Christian hip hop.
That's what I'm saying because it's still in that New Yorkish era.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's just now starting to transfer.
Yeah.
To Atlanta.
Yeah. But I feel what you're saying because you said the South don't do that, but T.I. Oh, I see what I said. I see what you're getting with that because T.I. was talking about some king of the South.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I get what you mean. Like that.
But you see, and then he just kind of stopped. He was like, man, I'm tip. Because
they ain't having it in the South. Like, it's about us.
The South. Ain't no more. I'm gonna get too old for that.
Okay, so what do you think about the Nah For Real show? You got anything you want to put on? What do you think about it? You got any?
Yo, let me just say, man, y'all already know this is fam right here. You know what I mean? Like day one, we've been on tour together, we done rode together, we did all kinds of, we did laugh, cried, did all in between, you know what I'm saying? So anytime I broke shows, it was just like highlight. I knew it was a matter of time. He was just gonna be like, hey, highlight, bro, we need you on the show. All right, let's do it, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Now, personally, I would have definitely been the first guest for sure. Real talk, I would have. But you know what? I wanted to be humble, man. I wanted to just like let everybody just say, that's why I waited. Look, real talk. If I'm keeping it real, it's not for real. Right? That's why I sat back. I was gonna see. I was like, I ain't gonna reach out to him. I'm gonna see if you reach out. I was like, Chosen gonna want your boy on there, but I'm gonna just chill back. Because I want to get other artists out. I ain't trying to just be out here in the limelight, just like, hey, you know what I'm saying? Like, they know me, man. Like, I like when the time right, they'll, you know, and then I'll come up on that thing. And then if it wasn't, it'd be like, all right, Chosen, now I got to reach out to you. Hey, what's up, man? Like, we failed, dog. Come on. You know, but y'all, hey, keep supporting me.
And that's why I say for any artist out there, especially any artist in Atlanta, even if you're not in Atlanta and you know I mess with you outside of Atlanta, hit me up, man. And the only reason I haven't hit people up outside of Atlanta is because I really want them here.
It's different.
I don't like that. I don't like that virtual junk. I can't stand it. So there's certain people
that vibe from
and you don't get the
it's not
like
genuine. Like it could be genuine, but it ain't like
it ain't real genuine.
It's authentic.
Yeah. And that's
like that.
Yeah, that's my thing. And I'm just like, so like TJ, Chosen, White Boy Chosen, all y'all. Like I haven't hit y'all up because I don't like that virtual stuff. You know what I'm saying? But then at the same time, I don't want you to just travel all the way down here. I want to catch you on a day that you're gonna be down here or something. Yeah. And then we do that and put it together. And then the people in Atlanta, heck, so many of y'all, I be forgetting. I ain't lying. Like I forgot about Jeffrey. I forgot about
the show we just did with you, the last one we just did.
Yeah.
I didn't even know half the people.
Yeah.
See, so many.
So that's what I'm saying. So that's why I say, listen, if you see this and you see it, please hit us up.
Come on.
Hit us up. We're gonna check you out. If you live, listen. If you want to be on the show, it is what it is. Just know that I'm going down that timeline of your Instagram, your Facebook, all this stuff, and then I'm gonna be hollering at you, asking you, "What's up with this?
Come on.
What's up with that? What this mean? All that." So just be ready. I'm telling you now. But anyway, man, listen, man. Look, it was a pleasure to have you on this show. It really was. From day one. You and Elder Jones. I don't want nobody else left out because we love all y'all, especially the ones that's already been on the show. Facts. Elder Jones and HILITE, we've been knowing them for a very, very long time. Yeah. And when he say we tour, we tour. So what I'm telling y'all is, you and Elder Jones, we're having y'all on here, man. I'm stoked. You know what I'm saying? Like it's real. Yeah. And everything that we done did on here is real, but I'm just saying, like this is different.
This way
different.
Back.
This way back.
Yeah, this different. Back. It's almost like it's like you got a new partner, but then you got that partner that you really did that dirt with, and you know him.
So
that's,
so straight like that.
Hey, my mom. Real talk, if I can say too, man. Hey, that's a whole nother. Speaking of that tour, like, bro, we gotta talk to them about those days, man. Like just for the artists, the artists out there that want to know about touring. Man, we need to talk to them about how we felt back then.
Boy, I want to say that, man, we can keep going. But listen, we got to bring what we're going to do. What we're going to do. What we're going to do for real. On a Wednesday, I'm going to try and get you, Elder Jones, and a couple of other artists on here at the same time. Let's do it. And we're gonna do a promotion. I forgot what. Yeah, Fro. I definitely want to get Fro, man. Yeah, him and Dale. But I definitely want to get them on him. But the thing is that we could talk about this and call it something. I don't know. We'll call it something month. I don't know. But anyway, I just want to say this. I want to say this. When we started Christ Gang Tour, right? Yeah. See, but we knew what to face because we went with Dale. Dale showed us a lot of things that's like,
he kind of opened us
whoa, this is what you got to be prepared for. So when we started the Christ Gang, do you know we end up having? I promise you, even with Deidre probably had about 70 people. Mm-hmm. I probably had about 200 people hit me up. And I'm not exaggerating. I'm talking, my line was flooded when we said we're going to start a Christ Gang. Right. People want to hit up. But then when they found out we was sponsoring with our own money and putting up our own stuff and doing our own thing, it was like, and then it was like down to like 6, 7. You know what I'm saying? So it was like, whoa. People don't understand that. Like, they think that when people do tours and these big artists do tours, they think they actually be doing it because somebody giving them money. They coming out their own pocket to do these tours, and they have to do these so that that label can. Anyway, okay. So with that said, man, we can keep going. But with that said, y'all, listen.
Get ready for the gospel badge.
Get ready for that gospel badge coming out. We are having a game night this Saturday.
Yes, sir.
I don't know if HILITE gonna be there.
Man,
he can get this work.
Uh-oh.
He can get this work. Because he been sitting here talking about this spade game for the longest. Him and his homegirl. I don't know who she is. I forgot her name. What was her name?
Oh, that's my girl Dorian, man.
Dorian.
You know,
They all been talking about what they on the spade game. And now we don't set it up. Now he's making excuses about why they're not being there.
Straight like that.
But they can get this work.
No cap.
I'm just telling y'all, when I come on here next week, I'm going to let you know, unless they don't come to play, I'm going to let you know who all got this work. I'm telling you now. Checkers, dominoes, all this. Come get this work, y'all. So we're going to have a game night Saturday. Anybody that think they're about that life and really on some competition stuff.
I'm going to be in the back shooting dice. Let me stop playing.
So listen, come get their work, man. We got that going on. And your new album is?
Yes, Sally B. Fry, ladies and gentlemen. It is available everywhere, all outlets, man. It is on everything. Go stream it, go get it, cop it. Again, shout out to all y'all that's already been bumping it, man. You know, if you haven't heard it, go check it out.
All right, there you go. And I got a new album coming out called Therapy.
Yes, sir.
Get ready.
Get ready. Boys on some boy. Anyway, listen. We're here. We love y'all, man. Thank y'all for chiming in. Thank you for coming out, HILITE. With that said, man, made up, made out.
Made salute, baby.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Hey.
Let me see.
You know that vibe.
Oh. Yes, sir. Look at that. Hey. Man.